About you, you're the one that I want. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move, how to move.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. For you cheapos that don't know how to pay y'all $13.90 something a month for premium. But I appreciate y'all for being cheapos again, I say, because without you cheapos, I won't be able to pay my bill. So I totally appreciate it. But what's good, y'all? What's good? Yeah, y'all read it right. Y'all know I don't ever do this. But see, I just figured this would probably be a good thing because, like I said, I want to broaden my horizons a little bit more on YouTube. And, I guess this is a big step of that, actually hearing from y'all here, there, within reason and within a time limit because y'all not about to be up here talking my head off for hours and hours at a time. We're not gonna do that. I give you about a good 3-4 minutes to say what you got to say for I tell. You understand? Um, Juna, happy early birthday to you, Simona. All right, not that we care like that because it's a Pisces channel. But I guess we're gonna be nice to the Aries. We had our season, so I guess it's only fair that we allow everybody else to have a tight ass season. Because the real one season is gone anyway. Um, but y'all know I get started at the 10-minute marker. We 4 minutes and 15 seconds in. So this will give it time to hit the algorithm and it do what it do. As I drink my peppermint tea, because I need it. This cough is terrible. Wait, it's April Fools. It's April Fools. Well, happy April, you fools. But you know what, Simona? I'm gonna let you live because my nephew birthday tomorrow too. So because of which I'll let you live. Because my nephew was born on the 2nd. So I'll let you live, Simona. Okay, if it weren't for my nephew, being born tomorrow, the read was still staying. So what we discussed, just the reunion. All right, just the reunion. What you like, what you didn't like. It's something that you want to hit on. You can hit on, and you can get your ass on. All right, that's how this gonna be ran. Okay, say what you got to say for iTed. All right, and it ain't gotta be nothing in particular, but if something really touched you and you really want to say what you got to say for you, Ted, fine. You know what I'm saying? I go on ahead and let y'all do that, but y'all are not finna sit up here and talk my head off and talk all over one another and all of that, because it be a lie. It be a lie. Um, yeah, I'm gonna drop the link at the 10-minute mark, not right now. I'm waiting for the people to come up in here. But yeah, I'm gonna drop the link and I'll allow maybe two of y'all, maybe three, because then it's four people, including me, and y'all know how I feel about odd and evens. So, maybe I'll invite three people at a time. I'll be the fourth. And, I'll let y'all, you know, say what you got to say or whatever the case may be for about a good, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes, maybe. And then, I hope you don't, I hope I don't damn regret it either. I hope I don't damn regret it either. Okay. I hope I don't dare regret it either. Child. You said you gonna come, but you gonna be quick because you down to the job. You down to the job house? Let the people get their ish off. I'm gonna let them get their ish off in a time frame, in a time limit. All right. So I hope y'all could talk fast. Okay. I hope y'all could talk fast and read even faster. All right. I told y'all I'm trying to, you know, because y'all know I don't do this. I work alone. But I guess, here and there, every now and again, I, you know, maybe for a reunion or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all, okay, bear with me. Y'all know. I don't, and don't block the trolls. All right. Don't block the trolls. I don't mind a troll coming up here. Y'all know I don't need no avatar to dish rag a hoe. So, y'all don't, it ain't gonna be no blocking or no trolls. And y'all know I don't do that. They can bring their fuck asses up here if they want to. Can you answer the question I typed in the chat? What's your question, sis? What's your question and what it got to entail? Maybe I want to answer your question. No, I'm just playing. I have a question. Didn't the jail say that Chris grabbed Sesame Street butt and that's not SA? I don't know. I really didn't pay attention to it like that. But since you brought that up, if you one of the ones that make it in time when the link drop, you could come up here and bring that up. I don't know. I ain't paid that much attention to it. I mean, because she was a liar any damn way. I ain't believe a damn thing that came out of her mouth. So, I mean, I ain't paid that much attention to it, but maybe somebody up here did. And maybe, and you brought up a good point. So, I'm sure somebody will get that together. I got a question, but it's a little bit messy. T, did trade ever make it up to you after Valentine's Day? Mind your business. Um, you said yeah, Giselle did. Child, what's good? What's good from South Africa? How you doing from South Africa? Shout out to all my South African folk. All right, shout out to all my South African folk. You know the Nigerians ain't gonna say nothing because I don't see it for Simon. But shout out to the African folk. All right, shout out to all my Africas. Shout out to my Africa's folk. Okay. You said, yeah, Giselle did. Child. All right, we hit the 10-minute mark. So, like I say, I'm a child. Hold on, let me rearrange my stuff. Um, we gonna see how this goes, child. Like I said, you got about 2, 3 minutes to see what you got to say for I take. All right. Um, I ain't gonna lead y'all into nothing. Listen. I said what I had to say. Okay. I said what I had to say. I ain't finna lead y'all in nothing. Hold on. Let me pin it. Can I pin it? I could star it, but that ain't the same as pin it, is it? I don't know. I'll start and see what happens. Um, Wait. I could pin it up here. Can't I? Yeah. There we go. Unstart that. All right, so I pinned the link in the comments. So, like I say, I ain't finna lead y'all into nothing. Whatever y'all gonna say that's on y'all. But like I say, you got a few minutes to say what you got to say. Hold on, one more person come up here. Y'all know how I feel about odd numbers. I need one more person.
Hey, good morning.
But while that person coming, what's good, lovely Mo and Child? What's good, big bro?
What's happening, man?
I'm in the car, so my mic might be a little loud.
A little down. Hold on, it might have been me. Say it again.
Is my mic a little loud?
No, 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 no. You found out he do better
Okay.
now. I had to turn mine up.
Okay.
But what's good, lovely Mo? What's good with you?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm just tired. They really need to redo this cast. I'm just really irritated. Like, I'm irritated with everybody. And Candace, I hate it for my Sagittarius sister. Like, I don't know why she always crying. Like, if you cuss somebody out, you have to stand in it. You cannot cuss somebody out and then cry about it and then want them to be your friend. That makes no sense. And Giselle is mean. Like, I think Giselle is evil. Like, she was a cold lady for crying, for laughing when that girl was crying like that. But it is also frustrating because it's like, Candace, what do you want to do? But Giselle did lie about Chris, and she did lie and say that Big Bird was that Chris wanted to touch Big Bird. So I don't know. Giselle, she needs to stand in that too. Like, you did lie, and you were, even if you weren't saying that he did anything to you, you were implying that he wanted to do something to you. So I don't
I
know, but
agree.
that's all I have to say.
I agree. No, no, no. I agree with you 1010%. So let me just ask you this. Is you mad that Tacky laughed or is you not mad? Because like I said in my review, and I don't care what nobody got to say, I won't necessarily upset at Tacky for laughing. And
I
then people
expect it
wanted to
from
come
her.
under my comments talking about, well, if Candace laughed at her while she was talking about her daddy, girl, her daddy dead. That's completely different from her sitting over here laughing and her crying. Because it's like, what you crying about? Again.
I agree. Like, I expect it from Giselle. Like I said, Giselle is a damaged, cold lady. I mean, her ex-husband did a number on her. That lady don't have no heart no more. Like, she, she
You
is
think
cold. So
McGilla
I
Gorilla
expect,
got something to do with that? No, I
yes,
think I
like,
think that
imagine
always been her.
Giselle was the preference all her life. I mean, and then her ex-husband cheated all those times. Giselle is damaged. That man really did a number on her. She is an evil lady.
Well, do y'all agree? Mila and CCF Freak, do y'all agree that McGilla Gorilla is responsible for what we got to deal with?
Probably a part of it, but that's about it. But I ain't gonna say the whole thing. I feel like she was evil even in her sorority days.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't watch none of these shows. I just be here for the gags, and I love the chat. I love the people who subscribe. So I'm just actually saying hello and good morning to everybody, and specifically to you, T. I absolutely love you to death.
Thank you, Boo. I appreciate that. Y'all can come up here and tell y'all how much y'all like me or whatever. That's fine. Y'all can do that.
You a Pisces too. I'm a Pisces as well, 315. So I feel like we
Okay.
act the exact same way.
Might be
So
outside.
I really just came to show some
Might be
love.
outside. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, boo. Thank you.
Have a good day. I'm
You too,
tuning in
friend.
on YouTube. On YouTube. Bye.
All right, boo boo.
All right, I got a couple of things I want to get off my chest about
Yeah,
this
here you
reunion.
go.
First thing I want to talk about is that woman that I hope that really isn't getting her contract renewed, Miss Robin Dixon. I'm gonna need her to come to the carpet because she really gonna sit on this stage and play in our face and ruin her contract. Because if I was in her position, she should have pulled the Portia card. Like when Portia got cheated on by Dennis, the first thing she said in her confessional was, "I got cheated on, and
Mm-hmm.
this is what happened, and we going through this." Everybody was on her side.
Mm-hmm.
Robin fumbled the ball. All she had to be like is, "Yeah, Ron messed up. Yeah, Ron messed up, and this is how we went through it. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
made a mistake by not saying it because I thought this was going to happen." She didn't do that. She keeps throwing these lies, thinking that we boo boo the fool and we gonna catch this thing. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody, when you looked at Andy's face when she was saying her explanation, Andy was like, "Girl, I'm gonna let you just hang yourself because you looking real stupid on this stage defending this man." And then he threw so much shade by saying he doesn't have a basketball game. Why is he not here?
And I agree.
Like he had no excuse this time for not being here. And just like Wendy said, you're not gonna catch none of them bullets. That like you're not gonna be held under the fire because most of the reason that you on the stage is because of you.
Mm-hmm.
And she got to just take it. And she's like, "Well, that's fine. He applied not to be here." And I'm just like, ugh, that was stupid. Now back to this Candace thing.
Yeah.
I understand where everybody's coming from with the she crying and all this other stuff. I get what you was even saying, T. But I'm just trying to get in her shoes. We all know we done been dealing with this woman for 5 years. We know she's an emotional person. But in her eyes, she really thought that Giselle was her friend. But now that they done fell out, she showed all her true colors on that stage last night. Even Andy said, I mean, what you're saying is kind of mean. And like I said, I get what y'all saying, but at the same time, including myself, we told her that was never your friend. You were a means to an end to her. She got the job done and she had no use for her after season 5. I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, I've been said that. I've been said that. But see, that's why it continuously frustrates me when every time she's supposed to dig in their ass, she wants to turn around here and cry. And oh my God, pull out a tissue from in betwixt your titties. And everybody got to search around for a Kleenex for her to get her point across. And it's just like, if it when it was Monique, I understood the tears. I don't get the tears coming from her with Giselle because she was net look. And the same thing goes for Robin too. None of them were your friend. And another thing that gets me about it is you already see them for their works and you know what they're about. You know they're not above or beyond doing anything foul, messed up, vile, even if it comes down to ruining a person's family. They don't mind sitting around there and curating anything to bring it up here for the sake of the show. And she knows that because she sat there and saw them when they did it to her old best friend Monique. So
And that's
it's
the
like with
problem.
me, even when I see that, it's just like for me in the back of my mind, I will always be on my guard when it comes to y'all. Because who's to say I won't make y'all mad enough one day to go out here and do what they did?
And that's the thing. Candace is a smart woman, but for some reason, I don't know why she didn't think if they did it to her, what makes them think they won't do it to me? See, that's the problem I have. It's just because you got embarrassed on television. Let's be honest. Because you got embarrassed on television, it met her agenda. And when I say her, I mean Candace's agenda to
Yeah,
get this woman off the show. So they both
yeah,
used each other. Let's be honest. They both used
yeah.
each other.
I
But when
agree.
that happened, you should have known to always have your guard up. But nah, you wanted to continue to be this woman friend. And then when she came after you finally, then you see the writings on the wall. And now you want to cry. And that's the part I'm like with you with. Like, you don't cry now because we told you this 3 years ago. You know, don't cry now. But that's mainly what I wanted to say. I just really didn't like that Robin was really playing in our faces. I felt like this was like, if the rumors are true that she's gone, she dropped the ball again. This was the final time she could. And then she got the nerve to try to come after Karen. And Karen got her together so quick with talking about something. Oh, that would be
She
Juan.
did. She
I was
did.
here for it. I was like,
She
see,
did.
and you want to say that Juan's not doing all this stuff, but you claim everybody else is like, you can't be that's why I say she's the biggest hypocrite. You cannot tell other people how to do their stuff, but yet when people come to you, you deflect and do all kind of other bull. I just don't like it. I ain't
So
really here for it.
let me ask you this. Do you feel like Candace should have taken ownership or accountability for anything when it came down between her and Giselle?
The only thing she got the accountability is, yeah, I said that. Like you said, if she stood in it, stood in it. If she said, yeah, I said that you look like a white woman, you having white privilege and stuff like that, but she has no issues with the death threats because, like she said, they all have received death threats. I know it's fans out here that's just too involved
Mm-hmm.
that they have no control over, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like that Annie was like, when you was liking them tweets and stuff, and like, no. I'm pretty sure they don't condone that, and I was like, don't do that. Treat this woman one way and then treat the other another. Like, let's be fair across the board.
I can agree. I can agree to that.
But I'm gonna go ahead and let some other people come on through.
All right. I appreciate you for coming, big bro. You know you're always welcome.
Oh, no problem. I'm gonna be in the chat messing with the people.
I know.
All right, you be
All
good.
right. Child, y'all is it. Look, who else want to come up here? I know somebody else want to come. Y'all always asking for the link. I done dropped the link. I don't know how many times, but it's like I say, in my opinion, I get the people that want to feel away about Tacky laughing while she's crying. People are trying to say that it was a bully tactic. People were saying that what else was the people saying? It was something else they came under my comments with. It won't even on Instagram. I think it was Twitter. Somebody came into my comments and said that they don't feel as though they don't feel like it was like her feelings was hurt. They were saying that where is it? It was some about it wasn't that her feelings was hurt. It was that she was like mad or some type of shit like that. She said what they said. Cause y'all came up under my comments with a lot of foolishness, with a lot of foolishness last night. Where is it? Where was? Oh, that girl who cries when she's about to fight, or the girl who cries with you when you're when you're relaying your pain to her. That's Candace. She will never not cry. So stop persecuting her. Then somebody else says, agree. She's not crying because she's hurt. Those are tears of resentment and anger. When she stops crying is when you better watch out. I know this as well. Listen, like I say, y'all can get up under these comments and cape for Candace all y'all want to. But like I told to y'all, and I also said to who the people? I think it was the Bravo Shade Room when they tried to talking about something. Giselle laughing at Candace in the face was tough to watch. Why? What? Listen again, y'all know I do not make it my business to take up for the green eye holes by any means necessary, and this ain't what this is. But if we gonna listen again, if we gonna talk about hypocritical behavior, and if we're gonna talk about it's okay when one person does it, but it's a big deal when another person does it, I do agree with some people on Twitter. When some people on Twitter came up here and they was talking about it was so tough for everybody to watch Giselle laughing at Candace when Candace was crying, but nobody found it tough. The other couple seasons when she really took it there with Giselle's ass and like I'm sorry, I do agree with the people that say that. It's like for some, that could have been tough to watch, but we allowed Candace to have it because she was letting Giselle have it, and we don't like Giselle. So we allowed it. Was it tough to hear or watch? Maybe, but we don't give a damn about Giselle. Who cares about Giselle? And then not us. Not us. We don't care. Whatever. I know I did. I sat up here and said, now, did she go hard? Yeah, she did. But fuck Giselle. Don't nobody give a damn about Giselle or her damn feelings. She should have said more. That's what I said. So why would I sit here now and then want to turn the tables and be like, oh, woo, woo, woo with Candace. Giselle, you messed up for that. Why is you laughing? Nah. No, I'm not finna do all that. Like I said before, and I'ma say it again. When Candace, because y'all know I kept it. When Candace was sitting over here doing this, all right. Because remember, she won't crying and whining and moaning and groaning when she was giving Giselle the business. She won't doing this then. So when she was doing this is what me and Tacky was doing. No tea, no shade. Like, and y'all could call me what y'all want. Y'all could say what y'all want. But I didn't feel no types of ways about it. I didn't. And y'all know I do not make it my business to go up for Tacky about nothing. But honey, I ain't had nothing for her. I ain't had nothing for her. So who else want to come up? I done put the link. The link is pinned. I know somebody else got something to say. Say what you got to say, child. You ain't even got to put it in the chat. You could just come up here. You could blink out your screen. You said Giselle was gaslighting Candace. No, she won't. She was laughing at her ass. Laughing at her ass and pointing out the fake ass tears that we've all pointed out about Candace. Again, when she was running around here doing all of these sticky notes and post-it notes all around her mirrors and on her walls and her doors and her windshield wiper and her rear view mirror and all that foolishness, did we not laugh? Did we not tell her, okay, girl, you doing way too much? Like, relax. Like, was that not us? Did we not sit here and do that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to take up for nobody. I'm just saying. Like, I don't understand why now we're making it a big deal because we're laughing at Candace crying. When we've all laughed at some of us that live in real life laughed when Candace got to pulling out her sob angle so she could sob all over the damn place on cue. Like, we not gonna act like we ain't did that. We ain't gonna act like that ain't never happened. What's good, y'all?
Hey,
Hello.
friend.
Child, so who gonna go first? Because I know y'all got something to say, especially Julian ass. What you got to say?
Go ahead, Julian.
You know what, T? I'm gonna let you know this. I gave up fucking somebody's husband today. Okay, so that's where we're gonna start.
Okay, good for you.
Now, when it comes to this Candace and Giselle shit, I'm gonna just say I'm so glad Candace quit. I was annoyed at everybody, to be honest with you.
Wow, what everybody did?
The only person I remember giving Robin the business, and it was Karen, and it was just barely.
I will agree to that. I'll agree to that.
Candace, I need her. The thing is, I know that the audience, or at least the audience who has some sense, knows why Candace cries all the time, especially when it comes to what Giselle did. But I need her to actually just articulate that shit just one more time and just really bring it home. Like, bitch, you said that my husband was trying to get on you. You said that he took you to a hotel room. Like, girl, no, that's your good girlfriend to your left. That's her husband. You implied that he was a fucking predator, like
Yeah,
Michael Darby. Like,
yeah,
what the hell?
yeah. I agree.
But no, Candace got on my nerves too because she was crying again. And I'm like, girl, speak up. Just say it. You about to leave anyway? I'm sure she knew she was quitting anyway. Ugh. Just when I that's how I
Well,
feel.
what? Well, what do you think, Boo? What you got to say down to the bottom? You got anything to add to that?
Well, okay. I I'm one of those type of people, and I fight with my words, but I also fight with my hands. So I always laugh that the complaint about Candace is y'all. Oh, she cut to the white meat, or Hey, you can't get mad at how I handle you. And I'm one of those people in a fight. I ain't nothing off limits. All that, oh, kids are off limits. I don't give a damn about your mama, your dead daddy, or nobody else. I'm that person, and I don't care. So I get it that Candace can verbally spar with them, and they can't find their words to get back at her.
Mm.
But and I am a person that, when I'm mad, I start crying. So I get the tears, but I didn't understand why you were so angry that Giselle is just a bitch. You know she is. So why would you even get mad that she was laughing? I would have just let her laugh and said, while you were cackling over there, you still a lonely hoe. And kept
At
it
that
moving.
part.
And kept it moving. Let me tell you why. Because I'm still confused. Like Robin showed you in that moment, I don't even want your friendship any fucking way. And the only reason I got up here is to tell you, I'm gonna miss that you call her dick 'em down to the damn ground next season. That's the only reason I got up here. I didn't even care about the rest of this because all I keep thinking is we sat there and watched them gaslight Candace until, and I truly believe that the production was going to let Giselle lie and say, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that until Karen said, you talking about what she said in her confessional. And then that's when Andy said production is saying that did happen. And she then pivoted. Oh, but what about all them tweets you had? Girl, get over it. Just like you sat there, her and Robin gonna say, the thing with Ray was in the Washington Post. And all y'all stuff was in the blogs, Robin.
Right.
Girl, shut
Right.
up. Y'all sound real stupid on this TV
Hmm.
every day. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is why I know me, I couldn't do reality TV because I would hurt feelings and not care. And sit
Me
there and
too.
go, oh, you in tears. Oh well, your feelings hurt. Like the silliness. I don't understand. I was kind of understanding what Wendy and Candace are trying to do because again, y'all boss just told y'all need to get this together or everybody losing their job. And the way that nobody wanted to take accountability about what they have done was hilarious to me, especially them two green eye hoes on the end. So, but I just wanted to get on there because I was like, I'm gonna miss him saying her nickname. That's gonna kill me next season.
Ja, I appreciate you, friend. It'll kill me too, but I'm glad her ass gone.
And me too. You have a good day.
You too, friend. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Before I let y'all finish, though, I do want to acknowledge this super chat. Thank you so much, Florida Gal. Candace was less than smart to think that Robin and Giselle were her friends. She should have clocked their behavior when plotting on Monique. Thank you, friend. That has been my entire shtick this entire time. But everybody want to forget all about that because y'all know the people don't want to like Monique because Monique actually know how to fight and she ain't got time for Candace and her shenanigans. But we can move on from that because I know how y'all feel about season 5. Funny that's a thing for everybody. And thank you, Shawana, for your cash out, friend. I totally appreciate you. Hey, Justin, what's good?
Hey, giving you the real tea. You're so funny. It is amazing. But I'm telling you, that whole reunion, Giselle gaslighted Candace. I don't care what nobody says. That whole reunion was just crazy. It was just the fact that Giselle got to sit here and lie. Just lie. She's been lying for 8 years. 8 years. And the fact that she just got to sit here and lie again is just ridiculous. It don't make no
So,
kind of sense.
so you do think that it was gaslit? You don't feel
Yes.
as though she was just laughing at her? Because, girl, what you crying for?
Like a little bit of both, because when I went back and I looked at it, I was like, well, Candace and them did roll her eyes at her, but it was more like I don't like Giselle, so it's like anything I'm gonna look at her, I'm just like I don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with that too. That Candace was crying, but remember how you did Monique? You was sitting all up there laughing with them, and you was kicking and laughing. Karen, pick my side, and all that. So it's like, nah. And then the other thing with Robin, if people actually go back, the issue with Robin and Karen, they never really had a real issue. Robin was always a casualty of war. If Robin would just get out of that mindset of being Giselle's flunky, then she would actually be okay.
I agree.
But like Karen said, her hotel receipts. But
What's
with that,
good, Dory?
Hey T, it's Dory.
Dory, I'm sorry, baby.
No worries. Happy Monday.
I'm good. Happy Monday to you too, child.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna be out there and staying with you, T, because first of all, I fully enjoyed the reunion. It was about time they all came in, really trying to get it going. Giselle sat on the sidelines all season. And she came activated, and that's what the reunion is about. You're not about to come to the reunion to continue to, people are just so used to Giselle sitting there allowing Candace to say whatever, say whatever, say whatever. And I think that people are upset that she basically exposed Candace to being a two-trick pony. You're either gonna cry or you're gonna name call. And she laughed in her face. And with everything that's been done over the season, I just don't feel like a laugh is that big of a deal. Like you said, we give them all the option. If Candace want to go in and cuss Giselle out, we're not going to sit here and police that being cussed out. And the same thing goes for just being laughed at. So I just find it strange that people keep trying to make it like this the worst thing you could do when that's what we expect the housewives to come to the reunion to do.
So you don't think that she was being gaslit, like Justin said?
No, not at all. Gaslit about what?
Well, I
Candace
mean,
has had, I'm just saying, Candace has had the opportunity to explain fully what her issue is. Andy gave her the floor. What is it that you need? Even Wendy paused her and said, what is it that you need? She keeps saying, oh, she didn't do nothing else. Girl, if she did something else, let us know. That was your time to say it. But she doesn't say anything. She continues to sit there. I feel like she allows the audience to tell her what the issue is. It People kept saying like the essay situation. If you feel it's Giselle said he touching somebody butt, why didn't you say that? She never says anything. She just sits there and to me repeats what she thinks happened. And so no, I don't feel like she's gaslit. Giselle said it. I've already apologized for the sneaky link comment. What else do you want from me? I didn't say anything, which she didn't. This whole season, I don't think Giselle said 2 words to Candace. So
well,
what is she being gaslit about? I'm not sure I see that.
Well, what you got to say to that, Justin? Because you did feel during particular parts of this that she was being gaslit. Do you got anything you want to add to that, friend? Because I personally, and again, I ain't got no issue with Ken. Like I said in my review, I get why people felt as though she was being gaslit, but at the same time, am I just gonna stand on she was being gaslit? Uh, I mean, I don't know. I guess this is one of them things where it depends on who you ask. But what's good, Rambles? What you got to add to this?
Hey, friend, how you been?
I'm good,
Uh,
friend. What's good?
just chilling, working, and then talking shit. I feel I don't like Candace, right? And I've said this for like a very long time. She's a white woman style of bullying. She can push, and she knows what to do: to push and provoke, and to say, and to get, and to this, and to that. And the moment something happens, and this is just, and I understand that Giselle is the devil. Sure, I understand that Ashley and her big head is the producer's little puppet. Sure, I'm not talking about them. Focus on Candace and her actions. She has a history of going. But even if, and I'll say this, well, actually, I'll say it's more nuanced because I do believe Ashley fucked with her a lot for no reason. But like with the Monique shit, it's when I really started noticing like, you do this, you will pride, and then the moment somebody pop your ass, now you're the victim, and it's the victim, and it's not just you can't be the victim, you got to be the victim to the fact that nobody can even talk to this bitch. Y'all for it, got it, granted, good. What she shouldn't have put her hands on you. You shouldn't have said half the shit you said. You shouldn't have walked up saying the same drag me. That's how I feel about it personally. But even after that, it is the way in which you move and consistently move, and the fact that you don't understand why, like the whole Robin beef. Why don't you like me, girl? Because you keep talking shit about her. I ain't saying Robin perfect. She a fucking wacky. But if you don't like when motherfuckers talk shit about you, you can't expect that you're gonna drag them, talk about motherfuckers' uteruses, talk about motherfuckers' marriages, and then think we just gonna kumbaya and come together and be friends again. No, ma'am. We ain't cool. I ain't gonna be cool. I'm not gonna be your friend. And you knew that evil, thick ankle bitch named Giselle ain't like you from the get-go. But you was fighting with goddamn Monique. So you said bygones be bygones. Enemy is my friend. Y'all clink together. And then you want to act surprised when shit turn around and you got that face. Even though everybody in your mama, shut the shit up. Stop being the victim. Stop being the victim. Also, I understand everybody don't like Robin. Now that she's gone, can we be honest and say that the only reason we don't like Robin is that she was like a friend, a genuine friend to Giselle. Like when you think about it, if that was your friend, would you go out against your friend on TV? No.
But that has been my issue. That has been my issue. I'm not mad if she thinks that her and Tacky are friends to the end. I'm cool with that. But my whole thing about it is just because she falls out with a person, it's not your responsibility or your place to have an issue or find an issue or have beef by association. I agree with Candace when she said that to Robin. I think it was the season before last or the season before that when she told her to her face, girl, please, you have beef with Wendy by association. She did. It seems like
True.
anybody that Tacky falls out with, she's gonna fall out with. And it's just like, for what? Like,
But if
I
somebody
can have
dragging
somebody
you,
back all day. But that don't mean I'm gonna fall out with a person just because he did.
right? But are you gonna be friendly with that person either? You're
I
gonna be
mean,
friendly with them,
I
and
speak
that's
to
what I'm
them when
saying.
they speak back.
Like I because objectively, we can say Giselle's the worst, right? And she's wrong. Robin is just at an awkward point where she's like, I know my friend is some bullshit. 9,000% she probably put on for camera, but that's still my friend in real life. I don't fuck with these bitches in real life. So on TV, I believe it reads weird because we're just getting what the camera show, which is Robin up her coochie. But in real life, like that's how my friends would act. My friends gonna support me right or wrong in front of the public. Behind closed doors, you gonna cuss me the fuck out. But outside, we're human.
I just thought it was hypocritical a little bit when them two hoes was sitting there telling Karen, you need to hold Monique accountable and all this other stuff and when Robin doesn't even do that for Giselle. So
I ain't saying they hypocrites. I ain't
See
saying they
this.
hypocrites.
See, I put this in the comments. Y'all got to realize that Giselle was playing a numbers game, and Karen is a big number. So if she get Karen on her side, then it's a guarantee that they was gonna get Monique off the show. That's
yeah,
why That's why Candace had such an issue with Karen making the decisions. Like, yeah, I've held this woman accountable, but I'm not going to ice her out. And that was a big issue. That was the problem I had with Candace. It's like, why can't Karen have her opinion? She already said what you did was wrong. She told Monique that. But she
told her that
also,
she fucked up and everything.
yes. And that's what people fail to realize. People think that Karen picked her side. Karen didn't pick her side. Karen just held her accountable. But they moved on for that. See, people
What
always
was
want to
the what
pick
was the
on this
whole thing
stuff.
with that? What was the sorry for
Mhm.
interrupting you, my bad. But what was the whole thing with the HR thing? Like I know people were mad. So was Karen really trying to get Candace fired? Or
I
was
don't think
it
she was
like
trying to get her fired, but she did put the when she sent her the go to heck little tweet or whatever, she did tell HR that, but they put more fuel to the fire by saying that she was trying to get her fired. That's what I think. What do you think, T?
Because this was brought up, Ray. All right, you want to discuss the current season? Why? The shit was trash. All right, we can't start from this. We got to start from the beginning. All
Exactly.
right, we have to start from the beginning. Okay, that's one. Two, I don't feel as though Karen was trying to get her fired, but I could see how people would feel that way. I don't think Karen was trying to get her fired. She was just trying to get her some help because she was spiraling down. That's what Karen was doing. Now I get why people would feel like, oh, well, she ran to HR and da da da. That's no different from what Candace was doing to Monique, running around here putting up sticky
Exactly.
notes. I'ma be
Thank
okay.
you.
I'ma be this. I'ma be like. It's no different. So if we're gonna use that, then we have to call that out as well.
And
And
I want
that
to send
was
a
my
PS.
thing about Giselle. Everybody wants to be upset with her for laughing, but I really can't get mad because when Candace last season dogged her out on national TV and it was bad. I ain't feel no way about it. I did not care. I said, oh well, bitch, eat it. So why am I now gonna sit over here and like I that
I feel you. I feel you. And this is a PSA for everybody in the chat and whoever watched this in the replay. Everybody get mad we bring up season 5, but people don't understand how relevant season 5 is to this current season.
right,
We will always have to refer to season 5 because
right.
it's such a drastic change on how you treated one person, and then when other people do the same thing, they turn a blind eye. But nobody wants to discuss that. It has to be discussed. Like I just y'all have to realize that.
Right, and that's why I say that, and it's weird because people get so irritated when people bring that up. I'm like, but season 5 is the main source of the problem. I always said this: if the whole cast, I would actually take the whole cast, honestly. But Giselle is the only one that has to go. She's the only one that has to. She's the reason why the group can't move forward.
And that's the thing. And when I don't know if y'all noticed, yes, Candace and Monique had their beef that season. But if you really watch that reunion, granted, there was a lot of chopped up stuff because there was some stuff that they did not show, but we're not gonna get into that. But if you notice that Monique's beef wasn't even with Candace, it was with Giselle because at that point she already knew who the villain was.
But Monique physically attacked Candace, lied to the blogs about what happened to the situation. I mean, I don't think anybody is as innocent, but Monique physically attacked Candace for no reason. And we all, and as far as Karen,
there's a reason for
no,
it.
it's not. There is not a reason. I'm sorry, it is not a reason. And then it was not a reason for her to physically attack Karen because Candace never said nothing to Monique. Candace said, I love everybody. Karen made a comment, Monique made a comment, and Ashley kicked it off. And as far as Karen going to HR, now we're going to be real. We know if a colleague goes to HR on one of us, it's going to be hellfire and brimstone. So let's not act like going to HR is just something petty.
Can I add Monique real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just a counter. Two things. One, as far as the HR situation, what happened between them happened on camera. I feel like Karen, one, is not the social media queen that Candace is. And then she's starting to get all this flack because of Candace is over there mad at her for simply saying, I'm going to not ice out this woman over here. You mad at her because she is not dropped off this friend because she done plucked the Mario points out of your head. That's not her fault. That's too much. She does too much.
Nobody iced out Monique.
Look,
nobody iced out Monique.
Wait a minute. Pause. If you go back, she was mad at Ashley because Ashley wrote a character statement in defense of Monique. She was mad at Karen because Karen still was friends with Monique. And I'm not saying that they iced Monique out. I'm saying that there was a concentrated effort to ice Monique out with Giselle and Candace.
That's Monique said, if you have to choose somebody, choose Candace over me to invite to events. How can we not expect Candace to be upset with Monique when you physically attacked me?
That's not the point. We're not talking about Monique, we're talking about her friends.
Because it's kind of funny that because she sat on the whole live and said that there was a plot when they all tried to sit there and say Monique was making that up, Monique was lying, when there was literally a whole live Candace did talking about there was a plot.
And that's the part that I hated that reunion never brought up.
They never showed that, but
Candace admitted that there was a plot.
Candace admitted it. Inconvenient that they showed the video when Chris made that statement about how he was going to stop all them out to gaslight them. But they didn't show that about Candace.
Production was on Giselle's side. That's my whole point.
Yep,
so Candace did say there was a plot. I ain't gonna lie. I listened to that live and she said it was a plot. But are we still not forgetting when Giselle walked into Monique and Chris' house
and
See,
they were joking like,
you
"This
moving
my
the
son,
goalpost.
right?
You
He
moving the
look like
goalpost,
no,
friend.
no, no,
You
no,
moving the
no. We're not
goalpost,
moving the
friend.
goalpost. The goalpost is staying."
The line is always
Yeah,
moving.
I want to say this, Phil. I feel you on 100%, but I'm gonna get this line. This is because me and really B agree on this. The reason she did that is because this is a TV show. In real life, you cannot. If something like that was to happen, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna deal with that person. But we are trying to get a check here. So if I have to forge a friendship just so I can get my check at the end of the day, I'm gonna do it. Now, I don't necessarily mean that we got to be best
Right.
friends, but I'm gonna make my scenes with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's all
Thank
Monique
you.
did. She's not trying to be
Thank
best
you.
friends with Giselle. She's not
Thank
trying to be
you,
best
Yaya,
friends with her.
baby.
She was just trying to make sure we got scenes so I can
Monique's
get
house
my check at the end of the day.
before. No,
Yaya,
she has
baby.
always gotten her check.
Hold on 1 second, y'all.
And
Yaya,
she
baby, send the super chat. But wasn't the original plan between Monique and Giselle to ice Candace out the whole season? The whole reason Candace didn't like Ashley was because of Monique.
That is true. That is true.
that is very true. And I'm
Monique,
sorry, and
the
this we're
word
gonna have to
Monique
call it
even
out
said
That's
too.
at
true.
the Monique even said at the table, because this was follow up after Candace and Ashley getting into that Twitter debate or not Twitter debate, Twitter argument when Ashley was like, "I was giving birth and you were arguing with me or whatever," and Monique trying to kiss up to Giselle and Robin was like, trying to kiss up to Giselle and Robin was trying to show her muscle and trying to get Candace to apologize to Ashley. And Monique would literally said verbatim, "I think we should teach her a lesson. I think we should ice her out." She literally said that.
We're not
See, I don't
debating it.
remember all that. See,
I
I
don't
can't
remember
go back
all
and
that.
Because
listen. I don't remember
at
all
least
that.
for me, I'm not debating that. It's my
I
thing
do
is
remember that though.
if we're gonna be consistent about it, it got to be consistent. I'm not saying that one action doesn't negate the other. I'm saying that if her motives were upset, or she
Check
was upset
outside.
by
It
people's
might be something
motives,
outside.
she can't be upset when she's done the same thing. That's my point. Candace has done the same thing to cry, and then she cries about it later when
Well,
it
let me
happens to her.
let
The
me
thing
ask
is,
y'all this.
I uh-huh.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying the thing is, I do like Monique, but at the same time, she is a very flawed individual. She did handle some things wrong when it pertains to season 5. But y'all have to remember, since it was a civil case, that was another reasons why she couldn't film with them, because you can't, unless you're in the courtroom, you can't be in the same place as the person you're going against the law with. So by the
Yes, you
time the
can.
reunion happened, most of the time, and this might be one of them cases. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but because remember when she filmed with Karen, but she had to leave because everybody else was coming.
She just
They
said
were
that to
still in the
like
middle of that.
avoid that confrontation with she was basically you can be in the same room as someone, like there was no
They threw that
restraining
text
order or
out
anything,
because by the
but she
time the
didn't
reunion
want.
came, they could be in the same spot. But that's just what I
But
heard. I don't
she
know if that. I ain't no
still needs,
legal.
but
What
she,
Roxanne say, the rocks, the
but she
lawyers, the
needs
real
to
ones,
be
they'll know
held
that. But
accountable.
that's just what I heard.
But Monique needs to be held accountable for
She's no
physically
longer on the
attacking
show.
someone.
She's
Yeah,
on. She's no
she no
longer
longer
talking
on the
about what she's
show. What's
doing.
there to be held accountable
But
for
we're
attacking
Yeah.
talking
her
about
now?
season 5.
Right.
I did
Season
want to
five.
say
Everybody
something about
even wait.
Giselle at the reunion. I did want to say something about Giselle at the reunion. I think it's just I don't know. I'm jumping off topic, but I like came in late.
No, go ahead.
I honestly felt like Giselle's performance was a little hilarious. I think she definitely showed her slip a little bit. Her not having that first chair, I think definitely like rattled her feathers
I put
because
that in the comments. She had
Giselle,
an attitude because
She
she
was
she didn't
pissed.
have that first seat.
yeah, because usually Giselle
Did
just says
she?
a few. She usually says a few sentences at the reunion, but I think it definitely scared her when she got moved out of her seat because all the like theatrics. Giselle usually does not give that at all. Like you're telling me you were avoiding Wendy or avoiding interactions with Wendy and Candace the whole season, but then you get to the reunion and now you're like laughing at her face. I thought her whole shtick kind of fell flat for me. I'm like, if you're really the head honcho, you would have remained composed. You would have maintained your poise. I just thought it was funny.
And
But
that's
isn't that what we want from Giselle to be activated at the reunion?
Exactly. That's the whole
she's
point.
never
I
activated
not
though.
for
That's
me,
the
That's
problem.
the
honestly.
She has
goalpost
to
moving.
activate.
No, I don't. I'm not looking for Giselle to be activated. I think that Giselle is a
Oh,
cold, stoic person, and that is her. I
I
think
think the
that
people
her
are.
personality, or not her personality, I think that the performance that she gave was her trying to play up this whole like reality TV game. I think that. I know I see the feedback people have of like, oh, Giselle's boring, she doesn't give anything, but I think that's just her role. I think that's just how she naturally is. I thought that her doing the most was honestly like laughable.
I feel like
But
she.
if
That's
she
just
hadn't
me
done
though.
anything,
That's
everybody would have
just
I think
said
it
she
was
me.
just
just a
sat there
sidebar.
normal.
That's
Right.
just me
Exactly.
though.
That's what I think people have this expectation. First of all, I think Candace went around prior to the reunion setting this, expectation that she gave it to everybody, and that's not what happened. It comes a point when Giselle is tired. She is set quiet season after season after season and allow people to say anything. And the second she activates, to me, only a little slightly, people are up in arms. Like you don't get to
Wait,
play
who
two
was up in
There's
sides.
arms?
I
No,
think
Twitter,
so
YouTube.
to be fair,
I think I
we
think for a
are
lot of
used to
people,
Giselle getting dragged on the reunions, right, and then not saying nothing. Like she is more or less a punching bag. Like she do the shit that she do during the season, and then the season reunion, everybody get it on her, and then they drag the fuck out of her, and then she just looks stupid. She probably got tired of looking stupid this season.
Okay,
Honestly,
one
I don't
thing
see her
though.
as a
There
punching
are two
bag.
more people that's in the back, so I want to give everybody a chance. So if
I'm
two
I'm
people,
I
I'm
I
I'm
I get ready to
definitely
drop because I already been
drop
up here.
down.
I
I
just want
said
to
what I
say
wanted
one.
to say. I appreciate you bringing me up.
Yeah,
Take care.
because
no
I like to hear
problem.
other people's opinions because I know other people have different views. But I just got to say one thing. I truly believe that Robin and Giselle had a conversation before the reunion, basically saying how we're going to have each other's back no matter what everybody
Yeah,
throw at us. I really believe that.
definitely.
Am I the only one that felt that way?
I agree.
Yes. When
No, that's
Robin
the
turned to
standard.
Giselle,
I agree.
when Robin turned to Giselle and was like, "Are you upset?" and Giselle was just like, "Oh no, I'm not." I was like, "Yeah, they definitely said whatever
And
comes
and,
out,
and that's the
we're
funny
gonna
thing.
have each
There was
other's
like,
back."
I'm not bothered. Candace, you look bothered. No,
Right.
That's how
stop.
they do. Like they must. I'm pretty sure they was like, girl, when we get in here,
Nah,
whatever
we
they
gonna have
say,
each
we
other's back.
gonna agree with each other. We gonna have each other back
Right.
because they not gonna mess us up. I really feel that way. But anyway, since I've been up here twice, I'm gonna go ahead and roll out.
All right, big bro, you can come back.
Uh,
What's good, y'all?
Hey,
Hey, child. Well, I know y'all got something to add to it, especially truth be told, honey. I know.
T, can you hear me?
I hear you fine, boo.
I just want to say hey to everybody. What I get from this is I felt like because last year Candace embarrassed the shit out of Giselle, Giselle took any opportunity to embarrass Candace and went with it. She seen that she was crying and I'm gonna laugh in her face. That's what I feel like happened. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody else said, I don't see the big deal. Cause if it was me, I would have been petty right back. I would have just laughed at her that her and her children was getting death threats. That's how I am. I'm sorry, but I'm not. That's what I would have did. I wouldn't have sat there and I wouldn't have cried and no. I would have been like, okay, well, that's what you want to laugh at. Okay, so I'm gonna laugh right back at you. And it would have been an uproar. And as
It
far
would.
as it would have been. I don't care because you're not finna be embarrassing me, and I'm just gonna we're not gonna do that. And another thing, I feel like the part where she did gaslight Candace, she tried to kind of minimize what she was saying, what she said about that woman's husband. For people to sit there and be like, "Oh, I don't understand how Candace has she wants to have an ongoing issue with Giselle." Damn right. What you mean? She was made accusations about that woman's husband, something that was serious that could have, you know what I'm saying, get that man jail time. Who knows how far it would have got. I feel like if everybody would have agreed with Giselle, like if they would have been on her side, if they wouldn't have dragged her, that could have got further than how it went. So yeah, I'm
I have a
gonna have a
question.
time with you.
I have a
Yeah.
question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Didn't Karen do the same thing to Juan, accusing him of sexual harassment, saying he squeezed her so tight that her breast almost popped?
I mean, that was on
She
Juan and
did.
Robin to check Karen.
But why is that? I'm not saying
They
Giselle is
decided to
right.
let that go.
No, hold on. What I'm saying is that Giselle, I didn't like her comments towards Chris. Feeling uncomfortable is one thing, but implying that he was sexually harassing you was too much for me. And I'm a Giselle fan. But my issue with like the Twitter people and everybody is how come we ignore what Karen said about Juan? Nobody ever addresses that at all, that Karen said that about Juan. I know we don't like Juan, and I'm a La Robin. I'm a true La Robin. And I feel she's stupid over Juan. I ain't gonna hold y'all. She's stupid over Juan. But how come nobody ever addresses what Karen said about Juan? It's always the focus on Giselle and Chris, but we just skip over Karen and Juan.
But I don't
I
think
think
that
that people
anybody
don't
But then,
address
that
it
but then
Because we
because
actually
Robin,
seen with
Robin
Giselle.
didn't dwell on it.
and
Robin
Right.
Karen
didn't
was
like dwell
Karen
She
on it,
decided
lying.
to
so
let it go. That was not
no
her.
one like followed up on it. I think if Robin would have gave it the same energy that what is it called, that Karen is giving Giselle, they'd be Karen would. I'm not gonna front. I don't think that Karen would be getting the same heat because Karen is a fan favorite. But Robin didn't like harp on it. Robin, it just was like it almost was like a blip in Robin and Karen's back and forth.
And we also
But
seen the
just didn't
video,
harp on it either.
but we
No, I'm
actually
saying
seen that
yeah.
Candace is
video
harping
between
on it.
Giselle and Chris interaction, and we seen this woman was clearly lying. We didn't see the video
Right.
where Juan
And
or whatever happened between Juan and Karen. We didn't
true.
see that.
Yeah.
Karen
And
told Robin that she prefers Juan over Robin. How do you prefer somebody who sexually harassed you over their wife?
Well, that was another storyline that Robin could have brought up and decided not to.
I
see,
agree.
but
Yeah.
Robin fails to do it on her own. Robin drops the ball all the time.
No, it's well. Hold on. I'm not saying it's about storyline. I'm saying we as the fans, if we're gonna hold one person accountable for X, Y, and Z, we should hold them all accountable for the same thing. And that's something that we let Karen slip by.
I don't think
I'm sorry. I want Robin back to be
I
on
think
Karen's
that
ass next
I
season.
I
agree.
think the
I
difference
do
Just
agree
between
with
the
you.
two is
Nobody's
that
holding Karen
we
accountable because nobody thinks she's lying. We all believe Karen. We've
and the thing
seen
is
Juan
that
doing say
we
appropriate
see
things.
Giselle
So
lying. Like
Yeah, we
there's
seen the
yeah.
footage of
video.
Karen
Giselle
And you know what?
lies
But
all the time.
we
But
Karen
she
is
I'm
a
doesn't
just
lie on
huge
other
saying
liar.
people. She
no
I'm
doesn't
one
lie
saying
on
the
said.
other
I don't think
difference.
no
people.
one's. I don't think
she
no
I'm
don't
one's
make
saying
ever
the
that
said she
difference
has
in
mistake,
the
that.
and she's not
situation
gonna
is that we see.
trying to throw
I'm
somebody.
saying the difference in the situation is that we see Giselle lying about this situation with Chris. There's no footage of
Yeah.
Karen and Juan.
And also, can I just
True.
insert myself one more time?
But that
Yeah.
doesn't stop what that does to
Hold
his
on right quick,
reputation. If
friend.
we're talking about reputations.
Hold on right quick, friend. I'm gonna let you finish. What was you gonna say though, babe?
And also, she even lied again on the reunion. This reunion, they asked her. They like whatever words she told, she backpedaled, and then they showed the clip where she actually did say that. Giselle is constantly lying. Like, first you say one thing, then they show the video, then you're
She
like, oh,
contradicts
no, I
herself.
might have said this. But no, you can't be doing that. As far as Karen, we didn't see a video, and we couldn't determine if she was lying or not. And the way Robin and what's her name, her husband handled it, I just assumed that maybe, you know what I'm saying, it was true because they didn't speak about it. Juan is usually voicious about everything else. He didn't even say nothing about that situation. He
And
wasn't like, well, Karen, why did she make a false accusation on me? He didn't say anything. He let it go.
And he continued to talk to Karen
Yeah.
when
he
he
True,
was
that
around.
And
is
gave her a
agreed
true.
with
hug.
Karen. He didn't give Karen no
But
smoke. So
if
that's how we know he
so,
was
let's be real. Let's be real. Is Ron really in a position to defend himself against anything with these whole credit card receipts? Like, let's
Yes.
keep it
Yes.
100.
If somebody
Yes.
No,
make a
he
false
is
Yes.
accusation
not.
on me,
Yes,
yes,
he
Yes.
is.
If
yes.
someone
Yeah,
accuses you
the
of
world
lying
would
about
not
somebody,
have
he
believed
could have said
Juan
that's a
if
lie.
he fought Karen. If Juan would have gave Karen any smoke, that would have made Juan look even worse than what he already does.
No,
That's
he
why
I
he
would
would
don't
have
show
made
up.
her
not
look
Juan
worse.
don't
either.
want
No,
the smoke.
No,
He
no,
could
no,
have
no,
came
no.
at her calmly and just said, Karen, you know I didn't do that to you. I didn't for you to
Right.
say that on
Right.
camera.
He
But
And
gave
hold
that's
her a
on.
it.
hug
What?
and greeted her at that what's that event that they went to
So
with
you
Mecca?
gonna
The
still hug a man
pickleball.
that sexually harassed you? That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't think that
Even
Karen
if
made it
they,
that big of a deal. We've all, as a woman, we've all been hugged a little uncomfortably or something like that by a guy. And you just kind of, sometimes with some guys, you just kind of brush it off like, whatever, it's not that big a deal, whatever, because you know that's just his energy. I don't think she was accusing him of sexually
Right. That's what
assaulting
I was
her.
about to
Right.
She was
say.
just
I
like,
Right.
don't
he
she
think
has
said
a
so.
she,
weird energy. And that's it. But that's
no,
your
she
man.
said
But
she
don't,
had
that's
to
it.
speak. The Karen said she had to tell her pastor about the situation and she was greatly uncomfortable. That is what Karen said. And I agree with you. I do think some guys do hug girls, that makes them feel uncomfortable. You're absolutely correct. But we know this as a fan base. Why aren't we calling out Karen for her bad actions too?
I got one thing. One
I
thing.
know
Thank
you
you,
I know
DMV, for your super chat. Hey T, thank you so much
I
for
know
posting this
T
once
does.
again. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Go ahead, friend. Y'all go ahead.
T definitely calls out Karen all the time.
I sure
So
do.
and we do it too. We just, Giselle, I just felt like she went a little too far and she keeps doing that.
Exactly.
Every season it's different accusations. People are tired of it. And honestly,
Well,
T,
you know what?
to answer your question earlier, no. If I was, well, what you said last night, if I was Candace, I wouldn't have gave her a goddamn apology. I don't care if Wendy was forcing me. I don't care if Andy was. No, I'm not. I would have been like, I did this because you did that.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh,
I do
Tracy.
want y'all opinions on that. And then I'm gonna ask a couple more people to drop off because there's some more back here. But before I do, I want to ask y'all this. How did y'all feel about Wendy in particular basically feeding into that? Because that's what I took from it. When
Feeding
Wendy
into
was sitting
what?
down, well, do you think no? Do you feel as though it's anything that you need or accountability for her for?
And
No.
NECA, and NECA. Oh well, what
Okay,
do
I
you
will say
want? What do you
this.
want? What do you want, Candace? What do you want from this? Do
I
you want?
will say
Can you just apologize so she could be happy? Like I was very upset about that. Like they're
I will
making
say
it seem like it wasn't a big deal.
With
I'm
Wendy
sorry. Go
and
ahead.
Candace. No, no, you're good. My bad. I think I have a little bit of delay, so my bad if I've been talking over anyone.
Oh,
It's
it's
okay.
okay.
I do think that with Wendy and Candace, I'll be completely honest, as a fan of both of them, I think that their kind of friendship slash allegiance is one of convenience. They're both kind of outcasts of the group, so they kind of found each other. And I think that if they were they were truly real friends, the way that they would be kind of like windmilling and defending each other and standing like in the gap for one another would be a lot more um, strong, because the same way I want to go back to last reunion. I remember when Candace had that like back and forth with Giselle, and Wendy like came out and was like, okay, Candace, I'm your girl, but I didn't like, how you could choose better words when Candace was calling her white looking and all that stuff. Even though I kind of agreed with Wendy, if that is your girl and you see that you guys are, and you see that they're in the line of fire, you don't correct them like that in front of their enemy.
Thank you.
Facts.
That part.
Going to the present season, when Wendy and NECA were having their to do, and Candace got in that confessional or had their back and forth, and Candace got her confessional and was like, she thinks that it's wrong for Wendy to be weaponizing her mom's issue against like her mom's health issue against NECA, because Wendy was saying how like NECA and everyone is like talking about talking about her mother, and her mother is like in the hospital.
Mm.
I think that Candace saying that in the confessional also was just like, girl, that's not something that you put on wax for everybody to see. Now, again, at this reunion with Wendy being like, so what can you take accountability for? I'm just like, you guys are playing this terribly. The same way that Giselle and Robin clearly had a discussion before this reunion and were like, no matter what anybody says, we have each other's backs. That is what Wendy and Candace should be doing. Wendy tries to rise above, well, let me not say, how do I want to say this? Wendy, in her attempt to rise above and like be a good person, she looks crazy because this is a reality TV game. So you look like when you turn to Candace and you say, well, what could you take accountability for when she's going back and forth with her essential enemy? It just looks crazy. And it's just like, the way that they play it, the way that they play their friendship up or their allegiance up, it's just awful. And I think that sometimes Wendy should just be quiet and let the argument play out. And whatever you have to say, whatever correction you want to give to Candace, you do that off screen.
Because and the
And
thing
and
is,
I
oh, go
was
ahead.
gonna
Sorry.
say that too, because that like you said, that is the second time Wendy has tried to take the wind out of Candace's sails, and I
Yes.
hate it when Wendy
and
does that.
and going
Just like
back to
I don't know if you guys watched Beverly Hills this season, but when that 8.5 Anna Maria, when that girl
Oh God.
defended Dorit to
yeah,
Garcelle when
I
Garcelle
saw
was
that.
getting in that bitch's ass about her passive aggressive racist shit, I was like, Anna Marie, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah,
are
And
you
T, you
crazy?
know
I
what?
agree.
Also, like when Giselle was asking Candace, like, or whoever was asking Candace, I think it was either Giselle or Andy, about what can Giselle should be accountable for. Everybody should have jumped in. Like,
Yeah.
Wendy, you
Exactly.
should have been like, you should have been held accountable for making
Facts.
false accusations about my husband
Right.
Mm-hmm.
online,
And
or saying that
that's what I was.
my body, I'm changing my body. And also, well, Karen did say something. Neka, I don't even know why she was talking, because she's not, you weren't even there. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I was so annoyed when everybody was like, well, what do you need, Candace? Like, if Candace just wanted, like, if Candace just they just wanted her to be quiet. No, you made an accusation on my husband. I take that seriously, especially nowadays where everything's going on. You're not finna make certain things about my husband and make everybody look at him like he's a certain type of way. Like Chris said, he almost lost his job behind that.
Oh no, he
Yeah.
did. No,
He
he
did
did.
lose it.
He
Yeah.
Oh
did. He
wow,
actually
I
had
didn't
to
even
quit
know
that
And
that.
job. He
did
did.
anybody catch when they were at the Eddie event weed party? Giselle in her confessional was making fun of Chris, talking about, oh, look like he gained some weight or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
it's weird because like Becca said, like in season 7, they literally dogged you, literally got a drink thrown at you, literally humiliated you, and you called it out there right then and there. Giselle only cared when it was violence against Monique, but she didn't care when it was you. And I honestly feel like next season, if Wendy does come back, I honestly feel like she's gonna be trying to be cool with Giselle. I can already see it and trying to be.
Because
I can
Okay.
and throwing digs
that's
at
because
Karen because
Wendy
I can
knows
already
that
see it.
Giselle's coming after her next season again. She
Yeah.
knows because she's on the island by herself now.
Yep, I can. And then
Karen's not gonna stick
NECA
up for Wendy like that. She
and
knows
NECA
that. NECA
and
does not like her. Like,
right. And you know what's the funny thing is about it is Candace, Monique, Wendy, and now NECA, all of them at one point wanted to be friends with Giselle.
And I
And
They
don't know
all
why,
did.
because she's not
and
that
it's
interesting to me. I'm
and it's
sorry.
sad and okay, and it's sad because they all are playing their hand. Candace is gone and Monique's gone. NECA, you're next. It's just gonna be a cycle. And y'all can say whatever y'all want about Karen. Karen's a liar, Karen's a drunk, and all this other stuff. She's the only person that can go back and forth with Giselle. She's the only one from day one that can call her out on her bullshit.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
And
can I just say I do agree. Like I think that Wendy and Candace are a friendship of convenience for the show. But I think the reason that Wendy pushes Candace to try to be the peacemaker is because they all know that Giselle is a production fan favorite. And Wendy is like, girl, I need you on the
True.
show with me. I need you to just kind of tuck your tail a little bit so that because if the producers had to pick between Candace and Giselle, which we don't know if that's what happened, but we know they picking Giselle. So Wendy
So
is
if
kind of
Candace
more so
doesn't make
like
peace, they'll kick her out.
that's to me because at the end of the
sounds
day, Andy has been saying we need y'all to push past this in order for next season.
well,
Y'all have to find some resolve.
because
And if
didn't
the
she?
producers like Giselle more, then Candace, if you can't find peace with Giselle, we feel like Giselle is the staple on the show. You're the one that has to go. And I
Because
think Wendy knew that, and she's like, "Girl, just say what you have to say so that you can stay on the show."
Do you guys think that Andy and the production love Giselle because she is, no matter how we feel about her, she brings the drama. Like she's the one that everybody hates or can't stand. Is that why she's the producer's favorite? Because I'm not understanding why. What's
No,
fascinating
because
about her?
no, well, to me, I never thought that Giselle's drama that she brings was very funny drama or anything
Me
like
either.
I
anything
was
good
about to
drama.
say because
Like
this chick is not
Heavenly,
drama.
Heavenly from Married to Medicine, I can take her and love her because she's funny, she's witty, and she can be messy at the same time.
Okay, say it again.
Like
Like,
Can't stand her.
in
that part.
in some ways, Heavenly can be funny though. Like people actually can tolerate Heavenly a little bit more than Giselle. I personally can. I can't stand that.
I don't understand what they like about her. She doesn't share anything.
Nothing.
She's selfish. She's just a pretty face. I'm not understanding. Everybody says that, so I'm thinking it's
Well,
maybe
they
because
say
she
she's
brings
the
the
queen of
drama.
Potomac, and I just be
Yeah.
like, I don't
And
know what that is.
and they always say off camera, like when you hear them talk about her off camera, they all say how wonderful she is and how nice she is. So I think that she's maybe off camera, like she knows who to buddy up to, who to be nice with, who to get on her side.
Oh, she's the
Mhm.
kiss
And
ass.
not
Okay,
everybody
got
does
you.
that. So Candace
Mm.
might be, giving the producers a little smoke and saying, "Oh, they gave me a bad edit, this and that."
But
So they're like, "Okay,
can
whatever,
I ask
Candace."
y'all a question? Do y'all think that next year, if Giselle tries to bring Sharice around and Sharice tries to confront Karen, do you think Karen owes Sharice an apology because she's like, "Oh, I called you for
Hell
drunk,
no.
I called you for drunk, and you didn't believe it." I
That
can already
part.
see Giselle doing it. I can see
For what?
like I can see Giselle be
For
like,
what?
Karen,
They both drunks. What I'm apologizing to you for? You a drunk, I'm a
Period.
drunk. We drunk
I would need
together.
I
banging
would
on
need Sharice to
tables.
apologize to me for always wearing those heavy ass eyelashes, looking so tired from the mule. Okay.
I'm dead.
Yeah, the housekeeping don't
I
need to
could
come back.
already see Giselle doing it. Karen, you gotta apologize to Sharice. No.
Child. Nola, what you got to say, friend? Because you've been quiet. I know you got a lot to say around there.
I am, but I was trying to do my duties too, because I don't need you to be telling me I wasn't guarding the church doors and the collection plate, because you know that's how you is.
Okay.
Oh, I love that
I'm
Louisiana
gonna say
accent,
this.
baby.
My whole problem this season has been production and the irresponsibleness of Bravo. And it's not just on Potomac, it's across the board with their shows. I feel like they create hostile work environments. If take it off the reality TV show, if your coworker brings somebody who lied on you and then bring them and they end up confronting you to try to get in a fight, that is creating a hostile work environment. Deborah, after it was proved that she was lying, the horror, whatever you want to call her, Cookie Monster, Elmo, the Grinch, whatever. I think all of those characters are too good to be associated with her and the likes of her. And thank
Right.
you for the super chat. Feel good.
Period.
Let me do
Thank
my
you,
job
Sharice.
because at the end of the day, she shouldn't have been allowed to be back. Like, I understand if Ashley want to have an event and have her friend, but it should have been stated after the cast has
Mm-hmm.
filmed and gone,
Mm-hmm.
then she can come around. That's not cute. And if I was Deborah, if I was Candace, listen, if I call you, everybody want to be mad and say, well, if Candace was calling her bed wench, this, that, and the third. We got Ashley on the mic asking if the cameras were down, right? We got all of that. So everybody was clearly still mic'd up. Where is the mic'd up conversation of Candace and Wendy talking about her? First of all. Second of all, if they was talking about her, let's be real. Because we're going to put some reality in reality TV. In real life, if you went around here and lied on my man, said my man was trying to flirt with you when it was clearly on camera that you walked up to my man, baby, I'm calling you every kind of whore, slore, slut, tramp, mud, ducky, project, pigeon, and everything else in the book.
That part.
Like, why we oughta act like this girl gotta be nice to her after she lied on both of these women husbands when she approached them? That ain't cute. That ain't cool. We're not gonna sit up here and
100%
act like the
correct.
plot ain't fought long time ago.
100%
Long
correct.
time
Because
ago. About
to
Chris.
me, Grover got off easy. If that's all Candace said about her, I would have been like, "Bitch, you
And
are
then
I
she tried to
agree.
walk
like
off like
we're
she
not
was
about
doing
we're not
something.
about to
Twist
do
your
it.
face.
Like we cannot like
Okay, because her
Candace
accent's
all
cute.
we want. We cannot like her mouth. We
Right.
cannot like her
Right.
Listen, I'm a firm believer in don't throw shade on me and don't plot on me, because if you come at me with a box of matches and I come back with a whole gasoline pump and light your ass on fire, that's what you gonna get. Don't approach me if you can't handle my mouth. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
But
I am
won't be
also a
nothing.
firm believer in thou shalt not run it thy mouth if thou cannot run it thy hands. Like, we
That
not gonna act
part.
like it's not a double standard.
That part.
We're not
That
about to act
part.
like it's not a double standard from the book of
And just
Niggalation.
like
That
When
part.
you
and the
talk
funny
about
thing,
my mama, we gonna have a problem. When Mia first started and Candace said your mom, before she knew Mia mom was a crackhead, rockhead, and everything else,
No,
it was,
she
oh,
didn't.
she's wrong for that, and her mama is this, you pushing my mama into that. But when we seen the black crow on the fence, we was able to say that, oh, is that Wendy mama? Now, that people would have been up in arms if they would have saw a crackhead on the street and Wendy would have said, is that your mama?
Ooh,
Exactly.
ooh.
That's
and
In that order. How
exactly.
she
And
said
whether
it.
we like it or not, whether you like Candace or not, you got to call a spade a spade. I can like you and tell you wrong, and I can hate you and give you right when you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, give you right when you right. And at the end of the day, your moral compass, if Giselle is supposed to be this, that, and the third, and not just her, all the women on these shows, your moral compass should not be swayed because you like a person or you don't like a person.
I
Period.
agree.
And
I
let's
will
face
agree.
it, as long as
But my
Giselle
problem
does
is,
not like
Giselle,
you,
what you gonna tell your daughters when they face
she's
somebody
gonna
like
make
you?
you out like you're the worst. And as long as Giselle does not like you, she's gonna make it like you're the worst person. Anything that happened is your fault. That's how she is. That's how she operates. She does not care.
and
If you're
just
not
like
on her team,
And another thing I want to know, and I hope Andy asks my question because it's a real legit question. I want to
What is
know,
it?
how is it Giselle kids are so precious, but nobody else kids is precious, right? When she say Wendy gave her
Okay.
little daughter
Mhm.
Grace a look, Wendy had to apologize. But when it was said what was happening to Eddie's kids based on the
Mm,
lies that she said, oh, I don't owe no apology. I would keep
Mm.
my foot on her neck.
hmm.
With
Okay.
all the
thank
water
you.
she
like
retaining from her ankles, somebody break her loose and let her saturate all of empty grass that's turning brown
Hmm.
around here.
Yes, God.
I don't like it. And to say she, and for
Yes.
the people who talking about she's not colorist, let me explain something to y'all. I'm born and raised in New Orleans. Do some Google on her daddy and how he talked about Shirley Chisholm. The colorism from the Creole
Mm.
people is very much live and well.
They don't
And
hear
I don't
you. They don't hear
believe
you.
that may he rest in peace. He was colorist and she got them colorism issues flowing through her vein because she was light bright and they thought she was cute. And that's just what it is. And I'm not calling her colorist just based on this show. And we're not gonna act like it started with Candace. It started with
Huh,
Katie, number one. And
huh.
what did
Mm-hmm.
James Harden do her? When she said his beard smelled like every black trope out there, down to the weed and the watermelon and the
don't
fried
agree
chicken.
with
Get
Fried
out my
chicken.
her.
face with it. Stop playing with
Mhm.
me like she's a saint when she's a sinner. It's not
Oh,
our
she just
fault you
took it
was
to church.
married to Pastor Slinger Dick. That's
Okay.
your fault that you was married to that man and you let him drive you nuts instead of taking half of everything and moving on, go and find you a real boy toy or a battery operated one to get the frustrations up off of you.
Hmm.
That's just what
That's
it
the
is.
reason.
See, I just
And
felt like I
who,
was in service
last but
just
not
now.
least, who the hell put that dusty ass wig that Ashley been rubbing Michael feet on her head? Because that was hard.
Okay. Period.
And the
That
funny
wig
thing,
was horrendous. When they got up close, I was like,
no, that
Baby,
was
that
very,
wig,
but
baby, that looked like Jackie Pack hair from the 1990s that they sprayed with Aquanet. Can't nobody tell me
Now,
no different.
I never really asked this, and I guess I'll close this out with this. Father Time and Sleepy G and Ink. I'm
Baby,
annoyed.
Mia solidified herself.
She really did, but
me,
at what
look,
expense? I
I'm
feel the
sorry. I don't
most
believe the
bad for them
story.
kids,
Yeah.
I don't.
especially Jeremiah. Like
Well,
I
Mia didn't
just
have any. Well, Mia didn't have any couth, any respectable parents who was raising her. They gave her up for. They gave her up for a dime bag. So shit.
I
oh,
don't believe the
Why
story. I
wouldn't she
feel
do this to
like
her own
Mia
kids?
and G
Look at
made
she's a
this
fucking
up to
sex
keep
queen.
her on the show. Like I don't
and
believe.
that's
I feel
another
like they
thing.
made it up.
I saw that in my comments, and I'm glad that you bringing that up. Why do you personally feel as though this is all smoke and mirrors?
Well, for one, when Mia was talking with NECA about NECA's like fertility issues, Mia said she had like IVF or something to have her child. So I'm like, if you're going to IVF, how is the paternity of the child a question? And then also, like, we know Mia and her issue with telling the truth. I feel like Mia got on the show, realized that, okay, these ladies, like, they're clearly on some like BS. So I feel like Mia's the type of person that just like lies to keep the conversation around her interesting. Do I think that her and G like have some sort of like arrangement? I guess, but I think that this whole paternity thing was kind of like a last ditch effort to kind of keep her on the show. Not that she was on a chopping block, but really just to like solidify her. I don't know. It just seems so random. Like it came out of nowhere. Like I feel like the paternity, the whole like ink thing, the whole storyline, at least to me, just popped out of nowhere.
See, I guess the other storyline with the man taking their money was it didn't get them the attention they were looking for. So
yes, that
and then didn't Mia lie about the cancer situation?
Mia literally keeps adding and adding and adding.
And like somebody said in the chat,
like,
what man talks to their what man talks to their ex-wife's boyfriend and be like, hey, how you doing? That was just so weird to me. She give me those vibes like, let's do anything. We'll pull anything just to stay on this show.
Right.
Remember, they need the money right about now. They need it.
I think some of it is true and some of it is fake. Mia seems like a person that pulls like pieces, like a little bit could be true. Like, yeah, this is my high school ex-sweetheart. I cheated on him. I cheated with him one time. So let's just rev it up. I think that her and Gordon are just both all about the money. He's proven to be messy, going to TMZ, texting the guy. Like he want to be famous too. So they just trying to get the top spot so they can keep getting money in. He don't want to die poor. He like, Mia, you need to keep this money train going. I don't care who you sleep with, just keep a roof over my head. And
she's gonna lose both of them how she got them anyway. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna say this about Mia be lying, and I'm gonna let it go. I feel like I ain't gonna take it back like Heavenly. I'm gonna stand on it, but I'm gonna say this, and I love Heavenly down. But anyway, I think it's easy to believe that they will make this up because we saw how they made up the whole information about G buying a car for her friend last year, only to get down to the reunion. The friend like, I paid for this, I paid for that, trying to make it seem like G and Jacqueline was down here doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not hard to believe that they will make up a storyline. And I mean, if G lost all his businesses and he ain't got nothing coming in right now, this the only thing we got coming in. We gonna do what we gotta do. Now, as far as me around here with a boyfriend and a husband, she doing better than me because I'm single, if it's true. But this is not something as a mother. You know what I'm saying? This is not something as a mother I would put on TV. Not me. I just couldn't do it, but that's just me. But I feel like as far as in Housewives, you gotta give it to her. We ain't never had a husband talking to the boyfriend while she talking about how good she look, and then tell a man, "I love you." I said, "Oh God, it wasn't enough pearls in the world for me to snatch that up like that. It was not. I was gagged. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Whether it's the lie or it's the truth, either way, I was gagged. Ain't enough pearls in the world. I don't care if you count all the black ones, pink ones, white ones, and ivory ones. It ain't enough because we ain't never seen nothing like that before. So
it's very loving him back.
Very.
I think they need to take a break, though. I'm gonna be honest. I think
they do need a break.
I
need a break from the lying, embezzling, predatory stripper whore.
They need to take a break. The trying to come up with a story on everybody's husband. Like I said, we're not gonna act like the plot didn't start about Chris or into their mind when Mia got down to the Twitter and was talking about Chris tossed her salad. It started with that. Then all of a sudden the next season, and then you say make me didn't make me. And for all the people who say that Giselle did not accuse Chris of SA, I want y'all to know she didn't accuse him of doing it to her, but when she accused him of touching that wild boar on her behind, without her permission.
That's what
That
that
Can I?
was.
is
It was
Can,
right
That's
that
there
was
on the
SA.
line.
SA.
She
That's
might as well
SA.
should have
true.
said that. If they
That's
claim
exactly
she
what that
didn't.
That
is.
was SA. That was out of line, and we're not gonna act like
And
that man ain't had a corporate job and in the middle
Can,
of the Me
Okay.
Too
can
movement working
And
in
he
a hotel
lost it
room. We can't
because of
have
that.
you here. Other than
they
saying that, but
Exactly.
that's where it
intentionally
I'ma
was.
always have
They
a
need
problem with you,
to
boo. I don't care. They talking about
definitely.
they
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 trying to
need to
find a
sit
reason. Yep.
Giselle down
Damn
and
right.
tell her lies go too far. Like at the end of the day, even down to the season 5 Rumble at the cabin. Y'all know what it was. That woman said, Monique said she thought she was hit. She was hit. And everybody tried to say, no, it wasn't. Candace hit her. Candace hit her. When you watch the reunion and go back and look at the footage, it was Giselle who put her hands on her. Why? Because she wanted to start a problem. That's a
Mm-hmm.
problem. That's a
Can,
problem, and
can I
she should
can
have
I
been
jump in right
corrected.
here?
But
Can
y'all
I jump in
never
right
did.
here? Part of
Go
the
ahead.
issue was
I have
that
to get back to work, so that's why I'm dropping down.
part of the
All
issue
right,
with
Go
that
ahead,
is
Queen.
that
Cece.
Monique wouldn't be like, well, you know what, Candace didn't hit me. Giselle actually hit me. That's who she should have popped. And
yeah.
if Monique and Candace could have came together on how their friendship ended and how that beef between them escalated and who the parties were in responsible in regards to their beef, they would have been able to clear all three of Ashley, Giselle, and Robin. They would have been able to clear all three of them, but they were too busy being at odds with each other.
And that's the sad thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that always irritates me the most.
I really
Yeah.
think I don't know. I could be wrong. I really think why Monique was really really extra upset with Candace is because she felt like Candace was getting close to Sharice, and that's where the rumor came from, right? It was originally
Yeah,
came from Sharice.
Sharice,
Yep,
yeah.
it
yeah,
sure did.
Sharice brought it up.
And I
She
really
told
wanted to
Giselle.
know that
Yeah.
So she
because I
felt like, and remember, hold on one second. Remember, in the beginning of that season, Monique had sat down with Giselle, and once again, Giselle lied, and that place she didn't know where the rumor was coming from. So I think in retrospect, I think Monique really thought that Candace, and remember, they were close. Weren't they close? So they got close. And that's why I think Monique was like always giving Candace a hard time. Remember when they went to her house and they remember when they had that little thing at her one of Monique's house,
yeah.
and everybody was dragging Monique because she was like putting 10 on 20, like treating Candace like shit for no reason. And at the same time, I think also it's because she was so close to Candace and she felt like Candace was helping spread the rumor.
She
You know
was.
what I'm saying? So that's why I think
Where
Candace got it. But it should have been them green-eyed hoes.
T
It should have
T
been that.
can I ask y'all something that
Yeah.
okay I was watching another YouTube reviewer and then they were I like Candace and like I'm a Candace fan too, but like some people were like the words that she uses, people think that does Candace feel like that she wishes Chris was black, or she wishes people think that she, because she always talks about like the white dick or brown dick and all the other stuff, and then she always calls Giselle white looking, but people are like, do you wish your husband was black? Because the ways and some things that she be saying is just weird for people.
I
I don't know
never
what I thought
Because
when
really.
she made that
because and then
comment, like
and
she's
then when
scared
she
to have
said that
light
she
skinned
wanted light,
children or
that she
something.
didn't want her babies to be light skinned.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
that
what
was
people
that's
Then she
what
think.
I
could
weird.
have
was
married
gonna
a brown
say.
skinned man.
Oh yeah.
I
People think
never really thought about it like that until she got on that interview and said that dumb shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
that
I,
didn't make
I
no
didn't she
sense.
say it
Like you
again at the
married a white
reunion?
guy,
Didn't they
a
say it
white
again at the
man.
reunion? She said about the brown dick. Andy was like, "Oh, here we go with this again."
Yep.
Like, yeah. So I think some people are like, "Do you wish that you sometimes regret dating a white man?" Like I do. I just want to know, do people think that?
Yeah, I don't think that she wishes Chris was white, but I think a lot of people that date outside of our race, you kind of think that way, like, oh, you have this idea of I wanted to have this strong black
Right.
family and these chocolate babies, but then you fall in love with a white man. So I really do think she could be battling with it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so pro black, I love black people. Now I'm gonna have a mixed family, but she loves who she loves. So I do think it's something she struggles with, but I don't think that she wishes Chris was
Because
white
some
or
people are
like
like, some people are like, how are you gonna call Giselle white looking, but you over here talking like your husband's not black, he's white, and I'm like,
Can I jump in right here in
yeah,
terms of that?
Mhm.
Because I feel like when it comes to that, people are intentionally being obtuse. A lot of people who say that it's like, well, how can you talk about colorism? But or when they like, for example, when she refers to Ashley as a bed wench, and it's like, but you married to a white man too.
it's not necessarily about the race of Ashley's husband or even specifically Giselle's skin tone. When it comes to Giselle, we've all witnessed Giselle weaponize
Right.
the
It's
things that
about
she
her
has.
behavior. It has nothing
It's
to do
about
with
her
her skin tone.
intention. And we like it's not just you being light skinned. Karen is light skinned. Karen doesn't weaponize her skin tone against other people the way
She
Giselle
don't.
does. You know for a fact that a large part of Giselle's identity is her skin tone and the color of her eyes. That is what
Yeah.
that for her, that's what makes her so important in this world. That's why
Mm-hmm.
she takes up space in this world.
She'll never
And you
admit it.
know the privilege that comes with looking the way you look, and you
Mm-hmm.
weaponize that against people in what is a harmful way. You know, but you acknowledge she doesn't acknowledge it, but she knowingly does this. We've witnessed her do it, not just like I remember too in terms
Speak
of
on
the
this, sister wife.
timeline and all the events that have happened, we have the essay accusations against Chris. We have the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip where she accuses Candace of stealing that Casa Azul bottle. And then we
Mm-hmm.
have
Yep.
this particular
That's that
season.
one.
Candace is pissed off because there's been a chain of events that Giselle has made multiple attempts at her in very harmful ways. And she has yet to be fully accountable for it and has flipped it and said, well, the way you're responding to me doing this to you is a problem, not what I'm doing to
Because
you. Candace is frustrated.
even Giselle's apology last night was bullshit. It's like
That
I
wasn't
can't
even
believe
an
nobody
apology.
said anything.
Child,
Yeah.
she was a
That
power
was
line.
That
Let's
wasn't
be
forced.
even an
real.
apology. It's
That
like
was an apology.
I was irritated because I was like, why do y'all have to it's so sad that y'all have to force a
I feel
50
like
something
Giselle
grown
really
ass
acts like a
woman to
Karen.
apologize.
Like she
Yeah.
acts like
She is a
a Karen.
Karen.
She is.
The girls trip thing was most definitely Karen
Okay.
because again, just understanding the ripple effect of that, the implication that somebody on in the hotel staff stole from her. We're in another country. They have harsher laws for stealing. Over here, you might not even get arrested for something like that, but over there, not only could that person lose their life, their livelihood, but they also could go to prison for several years. And
Mhm.
that man in the confessional crying about that was just like, that was fear. And Giselle, in turn, at the table when he's trying to address this with them, is like, but ain't that your job? It's your job to do this. She just
This is
doesn't care.
why
She acts like a
she
Karen.
needs
It's
she
not
needs
just
to go.
Candace. We've witnessed her do this with multiple people. The
Mhm.
problem is Giselle.
Remember when she got that fake 508 when Monique fought Candace? Like she got that fake cop. What are you doing?
Oh,
Like,
the fake
Yeah, bringing
security
that
guard.
security in. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because what was the purpose of that?
Look here,
I
can
feel
I
like
just say this? We addressing her by the wrong name, especially on this platform. Her name is Tacky, and we're gonna keep it at that. Her name is Tacky Ass Green
Karen.
Eye Bandit. That's what we're gonna keep it at. T, go ahead. I mean, somebody else go ahead. I just wanted to say that
Can I
part.
say this? I know you guys already talked about it. I
Mhm.
missed this part, so I just want to say this little piece about Mia. Just two things.
Nobody care about that hoe. Oh,
One, well, I want to say this because I think it's important. One, Giselle was so busy worrying about pushing not Mia, excuse me, pushing Wendy and Candace off the show. She didn't see Mia with her eyes on the prize. She didn't see Mia
Preach.
gunning for her spot. She saw opportunity because you got to remember Mia crafty.
Yeah.
Mia is somebody that pulled herself up out the struggle. So she gonna hop on the right horse and ride it into the promised land. She
Mhm.
saw an opportunity because if y'all paid attention last night, Mia wasn't like Mia has been the source of contention in previous seasons, but Mia was trying to like do like what a Karen does and be an anchor. Well, you know, Robin, I think what Robin is looking for from Candace is this, and then Candace is looking from that from Robin. That's her trying to mend fences. That's her trying to build, which is what production needs right now. That's what Karen has been doing all season. And she's following Karen's blueprint and being like, okay, let me try to be cool with each one of these girls. And at the same time, when it's a lot of contention in here, I'm gonna give a little miss, but then I'm gonna try to bring the group back together as opposed to Giselle, who has been the center flute holder this whole time, that's being difficult to work with. You don't want to talk. You're over talking people. Andy is trying to have a serious conversation and he's having to stop what he's doing to tell you to chill out. You're doing too much. She didn't have an eye on the prize. So that in combination with her storyline is what earned her that first seat. And it's why Giselle's getting ready to lose her spot at the top of that throne on Potomac. And
So
she
since
deserves it.
I'm glad that's what I was about to ask you. Since that's the case, are y'all here for her trying to? Because let's just be clear here. Eventually, Tacky gonna have to go. Karen gonna have to go. And people are gonna have to fill that seat. So are y'all here for Mia trying to be like a little co-anchor to help out Karen with these women? Or are y'all just feeling like she's just trying to grasp at anything she can grasp to make sure she come back for a season 9?
She trying to grasp at everything that she
Yeah,
can
she's trying to
grasp at for
grasp.
season 9.
I
In,
I
the-
think
But I
in the
appreciate
middle.
her effort. I appreciate her effort though.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I
In the
appreciate it
middle.
too.
Who
the
after
problem
Mia?
with Potomac is that these girls are chasing Atlanta. They mention Atlanta a lot in their interviews, all that. Oh, Atlanta this, Atlanta that. Y'all are not Atlanta. They keep trying to come up with these fake storylines and do all of this, trying to get as big as Atlanta, and it's just not working. I wish that some of these shows would be more like Beverly Hills. Just show us your real life. You bought a horse. You went to therapy. Like, do regular stuff. They're always trying to like have these big explosive storylines and trying to be the top and getting the tabloids and stuff, and it's making it so inauthentic. Like, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop because I don't want to watch Love and Hip Hop. I like Real Housewives of Atlanta because Real Housewives are like lifestyle and like a little drama, but fun drama, not dark. And I think with Mia as the anchor, it's just going to shift the direction of the show. And I'm not sure that they're really thinking it all the way through about like, okay, now we're going for a different audience. If we going into who the baby daddy and all this stuff, it's just getting to be too much.
The
You hit
problem
on my
with the
next
Atlanta
point. You hit
comparison.
on my
I'm
next
sorry.
point. I'll wait though.
I was gonna say the problem with the Atlanta comparison is that we've seen it all before. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, especially with all like the fake made up storylines. I'm
Yep.
just like, look, that rumor came about. That rumor came about when Phaedra accused Kenya of doing it, and yes, Kenya was doing it, but she was doing it to fuck with Phaedra. But that's the thing. That is the exact same reason why every time, like ever since season 5 of Potomac, aka Fight Night, every time they have an explosive moment, you see how many episodes where it just dies right after that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
why Potomac will never be Atlanta.
But T, what I
But
don't
she,
get, right? They got rid of Robin because they felt like she didn't share enough. But
I
neither
feel like they
did
should have got rid of Giselle.
she didn't even want to share the story with her
You
dad.
know something? That has always been a thing for me too. It's like, yeah, Candace is leaving, Robin is fired. And I've always in the back of my mind, it's like, so this is another season where Tacky goes unscathed.
Right.
But then I'm listening to other people where they're like, yeah, you could look at it that way, but look at it at this way. Now she has to coexist with these women and find a way to make it happen now that Robin is gone. So now she doesn't have, well, I don't need to fuck with y'all like that because I got Robin. Well, now that Robin is gone, well, now it's going to be interesting to see who she chummies up with, who she tries to be cool with. I
She's
mean,
already doing it with
I will
Karen.
say that.
She's
Holding
doing
Karen's hand during the reunion and stuff
it's
like that. She would have never done that seasons
no,
prior.
it's gonna
Right.
be
She's gonna turn on Karen and flip it down. She's gonna do
yeah,
it.
she's
It's
gonna
gonna
turn on
happen.
she
Karen
gonna turn on Karen once that whole DUI situation
She's
play
gonna
out.
do it.
because Ashley's already up her cootie cat. It's gonna be Ashley.
Do y'all think Ashley's gone?
Yeah,
I,
I want to
Yeah.
know that too. Do y'all
it's a
think
mix
Ashley
Now,
between.
gone?
I think she has more of a chance to stay now that
now,
Candace is gone.
I
Yeah.
think she's
I
demoted.
do like even though people don't. Do y'all think the little bits that like at the finale and at the reunion? Do you think NECA is safe a little bit because how NECA was still holding Deborah accountable? I
No,
guess in her
Neka was
confession.
fading
She was
into the
barely there at
background.
I
that
think
She
reunion.
Neckla's
was.
coming
She
back.
barely
Right.
said a word.
I
She
think
was
Even
she.
Wendy was
fading
trying to
into the
I
chime
mean,
in.
background.
if Lioness Mia got another season, I guess NECA can get one
No,
season.
next can go. Next can go. She can go.
I think they
Ciao.
bringing Necka
I
back
do
Ciao.
for
too.
real.
Ciao.
I think
I
she might come back. I do. Like
And
I
she
don't like her,
forgot
but
that woman was a whole lawyer. Like,
I did too. I forgot
Right?
all
Yeah.
about that
Oh
she
my
was a
gosh, when
lawyer.
he turned
now what do
Never
we
played
need
evil,
this
that
now?
was
wrong.
Now what do we
hilarious.
need from Wendy?
I
Now
think
what do
that
we need from
sealed
Wendy?
Neka's fate. Like, how does your boss forget that you are a freaking lawyer and turn to somebody else when you're in the room? Like, it's chopped for her. I
I
don't think she's
agree.
coming back.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah,
she
neck
is.
bones could go. Neck
Yeah,
bones
and
could go.
she played this whole thing wrong from the very beginning, and it's really her fault. She picked the wrong team.
That's Anna Marie.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing with her.
She picked the
Yeah.
wrong team.
get on.
But they did the
Tommy
same
said,
thing
"Get
to
your
her like
team
they
to
did
help
to
you."
Anna Marie.
They gonna cut like Anna Marie
No.
didn't
Well, you
like
see
it
what
wasn't
happened
even
with
a
Anna
day
Marie?
after
Why
the
she
reunion.
got fired is because of that husband of hers and his allegations
Oh
that
yeah,
he
that
had with
also
that
that
Exactly.
woman.
helped that.
But
That
they did
Bravo's not going to
production
touch
did the
that.
same thing. They filmed a lot of Anna Marie and they filmed a lot of NECA and didn't show it. NECA talked about a lot of the stuff she filmed for her business, with work, all that stuff. They didn't show it.
but the
So
problem
it
with
feels like
NECA
they
is
set
that
her
she's
up
trying
to
to
not.
run.
that happens
Speaking of
to
that,
everybody though. We didn't see Karen's triple 20 party. It wasn't just her scenes that got cut. They cut everybody's
speaking of
scenes.
that,
Exactly.
speaking of NECA, I do want to get y'all opinions because y'all know I don't do this like that. So since y'all here,
So don't.
I do want to get y'all opinions about NECA and NECA, Wendy, Mammy Shrine, them damn prayers that she should have
Okay.
never damn
Oh
did. In my
Lord.
All right,
opinion,
all right,
I'm a
all
um,
right.
Wait,
Here we go.
okay, no,
I
as a
do want to know
Nigerian,
y'all
I do want
opinions
to
on
jump
that.
in.
When it comes
As
to that,
But we
whose side do y'all lean on?
yes,
I
I
lean
was
on
on
Wendy.
Wendy's.
I want to
I
jump
was on
in as a
Wendy's.
Nigerian. Okay,
Okay, come
so
on, come on.
Okay.
yes, okay, so I am not here for NECA at all because I think that she was being willfully obtuse in relaying whatever information she was trying to relay. I'm going to be completely honest. Do I think that Wendy's mother made phone calls? Yes. Why do I think
Hmm.
so? Because Wendy's mother is a typical Nigerian mother. They're all very overbearing. They're all up in their kids' drama. And I'm not going to lie, they're a little messy. It is what it is. um, what I think happened is that when, what's it called? NECA's cousin in law and Wendy's sister, they had a falling out or
Sure
whatever.
did.
And Wendy's mother being, an overbearing Nigerian mother. And when I say overbearing, that's I'm not saying that, in a negative manner. I say that
Mm,
very like jovially. I like I said, both of my parents are Nigerian. Um, I think that her mother was, getting involved, trying to like make them make amends.
mm,
And I think that she also got word that NECA was trying to get on the show, and maybe there was some kind of like confusion and some communication, and they thought like, oh, NECA is coming on the show to come after Wendy. So her mom, being a Nigerian mother, was calling and saying, hey, like, this is not what we should be doing. Like, you shouldn't be like attacking one another. And she was probably, giving a little bit of not threatening, but like, how do I say this? Like, how a Black American mother may say, like, oh, I brought you in this world, I can take you out. That doesn't
Yep.
necessarily mean that the
Yep.
lady is like this murderous person. You're
I'm trying
just
to take you
talking to
out. You
talk.
literally, yeah.
Exactly. So, like, I think that what NECA was doing was she took what Wendy's mother was saying, repeated it verbatim to people who have no idea about the culture. So,
Hmm.
you're missing all of the context. And of course, when you do that, the whole like shrine or whatever talk, it's going to sound crazy to people
Hmm.
who have no idea what you're talking about. And the
Yep.
reason why I don't like NECA is because she knew that she was playing that up to make Wendy and her family look crazy. And I
mm.
think that in doing so, not only did you talk down on Wendy, but you made a fool of yourself because you're both Nigerian, you're both from the same freaking tribe. So when you're calling her family and her mother crazy, you're also calling yourself and your culture crazy.
Crazy.
And I think that she definitely weaponized that to gain whatchamacallit, some like good grace with the group because she knew that they were not fans of Wendy, and she was playing up on that the whole season. And
Yep.
she ended up playing herself because
Mhm.
that whole storyline completely eclipsed anything else that she had to offer. So every time she was on screen, it was Wendy, 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 Wendy.
Yeah.
And
Do you
then I know I'm like
think
rambling on, but yep.
pushing her to do that? Do you guys think it was production? Because she came in
No.
hard in the
No.
I think that was
No,
No,
her.
production ain't pushed
I
her to
think it
do
was
none of that
honestly
shit.
her who brought
Production
it
doesn't have
up.
the context to understand what that whole thing was.
Exactly,
They couldn't have come up with
exactly.
that.
hold on. What I'm
And
saying,
like, and
I'm
you
saying,
could tell that the
like
people in
she didn't
production
have
had no
uh,
understanding of it
she
because of how it's been presented on the show and how they've been marketing it in different commercials leading up to the show with this whole voodoo. Like there was a commercial, they were like, the Potomac Housewives bring you drama, shade, and voodoo.
but
Like
what
Hmm.
that to me was
is
crazy.
because she didn't
So
It was
have
offensive to me because I'm
NECA's
Haitian.
a
That was very
chop.
offensive to me.
Exactly.
And
Like she
I'm back.
played herself.
but listen, what I'm saying is she didn't have another storyline, so they probably was like, yeah, go with this. because she came in very bitch. Remember when she called her Wendy a bitch? She came in very hard.
Yes.
And later
And it
on,
didn't
I
even
don't
make
even
any
think she
sense.
just did that for herself. I think she also did it for that cousin and all. What's her name?
Yes.
Lebe.
Yeah.
I think she, because I think Lebe. I think that's at the center of all of this. It was Lebe. Lebe was trying to get on the show. I don't think Wendy's
Because I
mama
didn't even
Yes.
know
called.
when they
I
did the
think Wendy's mama called Lebe and cussed her out.
when they
But I
did
don't
the
think
No,
she threatened to
yes.
put no spell on her.
she
No,
did.
literally. And
That's the
even by
thing.
NECA's own story,
Wait,
even
one
by
at a
NECA's
time,
own
one at a
story,
time.
even by NECA's own story, Wendy didn't do anything personally to her. So for her to be at the pickleball event on 100 at Wendy, it didn't make any sense. Like, she's definitely doing the bidding for her cousin Lebe.
and that's why when she tried to apologize, everybody's like, Wendy, let it go. Nah, you came in like mighty strong. You call my mom all types of names. I'm not gonna kumbaya with you. Sorry, I'm not. I'll act cordial around you, but I'm not gonna just
I ain't even gonna act cordial around you. Once you talk about my goddamn mama, it's on and popping. We're gonna have to take this off camera. I'm beating your ass.
NECA took that too far. You can't say and do certain things and then expect like, oh well, I'm sorry, and then expect everything to be copacetic. I think Wendy does well by being interactive with her in the small capacity that she does. And every time they're in the same room, she don't bring it up and be like, I never see it for you. Wendy has participated in group events. She'll show up to events. She's always pleasant and cordial. But we ain't about to film no scenes together. You ain't about to be in my house. I think she's doing a lot for that because we have seen the other cast members do worse.
I agree. I think that Wendy wanted Kiana on the show. And when she
Yeah.
found out NECA was coming, people trying to spin it like, oh, she only wanted to be the only Nigerian. No, she didn't want NECA. NECA, you not my girl. I got a girl that I want on the show, so
Exactly.
that's what I'm a lobby for.
But
And
Right. She
remember,
needed an
they said that
ally.
she was friends with Wendy. That's the thing too. Sorry to cut you off. Remember, we got to remember that little piece. They was trying to say that she knew Wendy. They all ran in the same circles, and Wendy's like, "No, I don't know her like that. I just seen
no,
her
my
around."
cousin know you. That you not my friend if you my cousin's friend. Like I might know who
This
you
is my
are.
friend.
We
Kiana is
might
my
see.
friend.
Yeah,
Well,
Kiana my friend, so that's who I want on the show. And
can I
that's
say
I
something?
have
Like
the right to do that.
I know this part. My bad. Let's go back to season 5. That's just like when Karen and Wendy first interacted, and when Wendy was like, "I know Karen," but Karen was like, "Oh, I've been around her, but that doesn't mean I know
Yeah.
you." Like just because you be around somebody doesn't mean I actually know you.
No.
So it's like
Yeah.
semantics in a way. So it's like,
NECA would have done herself a better service paying Wendy Dust. Just being like, she ain't want me here, but I'm here, bitch. And what? And
yeah.
she was gassing it with the whole, oh, your mother said a shrine.
Right.
I'm a Christian African American. My mama will say, I'm going to leave it on the altar. I'm going to give you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, just
But
kind of like
Exactly.
just kind of like how NECA said about what Deborah Ugmug. Remember when she made that comment like she should have just ignored her and just been fabulous. Well, you should have followed Joan
Should
at
have
back.
ignored Wendy and been fabulous and came up on this show shutting the hell up and not talk about Ebo and all this good shit.
Right.
And it's weird
but
because
you know the thing.
I didn't even know Lebe was there until they did the flashback. I was like, oh, okay.
The thing about it though, and you know, I was trying to explain this throughout the season, but like the cultural context, a lot of people just don't get it because it's not their culture. So I'm Haitian. I know a lot of people who do practice voodoo, hoodoo, voodoo, all of the above. And the thing that a lot of people, you know, shout out to colonialism. The thing that a lot of people don't understand is that it's rooted in Christianity. It's just that it's connecting back to Africa. It really is just a different way to worship. It connects to nature. It connects to the ancestors in a different way. So it's
Come on,
very offensive
history.
to me to present it the way they did on television. I'm not Nigerian, I'm not directly Nigerian. However, like I said, as a Haitian, I was very offended the way they presented, giving it that evil context. Very upsetting to me, especially when they use shrines in Catholicism. It's not evil. It's not rooted in evil. Even if it's the equivalent of saying, "Well, I'm gonna pray for my enemies."
Exactly.
That's not a negative thing. My mother always said that the people who have harmed you are the ones you pray the hardest for, because those are the ones that you know, don't shout out to Bishop Lamore. Do not touch my anointed. Do not touch my anointed. You pray for your enemies harder than you pray for your friends, because if you truly are a person of faith, when they come for one of the anointed, God is gonna come after them real hard, right?
Right.
It was very upsetting, and to be honest, they played their hand. They overplayed their hand because that storyline is what triggered that Essence article. That Essence article is what got Robin fired and got Ashley and Giselle on the chopping block. So ultimately, NECA was,
Okay,
it was
let me just say
foolish of
this real
NECA.
quick because y'all know I'm sneaking. Y'all know I'm sneaking. I'm supposed to be working. Once again, to me, this was
Miss No-
Bravo irresponsibility. To discuss one's cultural aspects without fully delving into the conversation is irresponsible. I don't care what you are. I don't care what you say. My great honest Catholic baby, she had Mary sitting up on the altar up in her room over above the fireplace with candles with all the saints on it and all our pictures. That's number one. So having an altar with candles and all of that doesn't necessarily equate to doing voodoo or hoodoo. They could be a Catholic. They could be somebody who just like candles when they pray. Even Baptist people sometimes it's candles when they pray. That's number one. Number two, if the whole thing was you was trying to use Wendy to get on this show, then your storyline shouldn't have been Wendy if that wasn't the case. That's what we saw majority of the time, the Wendy stuff. Not saying that she didn't film other stuff, but it overshadowed it. Furthermore, when Wendy said, "But what did I do to you?" There was never no answer. It's your mama, your mama, your mama. And I see people in comments was going up with your mama, but y'all the same people who will jump up for Candy and be like, "Well, she can't control her mama." Well, if she can't control her mama, what y'all think Wendy can do about her mama?
Right.
Second of all, last of all, well, third of all, um, we seen Wendy Mom. Now, I'm not saying that she is doing any kind of anything. Okay. I don't know who that lady praying to. That ain't my business. That's between her and the Lord that she served, whoever she called God. But last year we seen her call a fire, thunder, a storm on Peter and Mia. Peter done lost his businesses around here being
Come on.
arrested, and Mia had to bump
Oh,
down to
yeah.
200 square feet. Y'all might want to leave that lady the hell alone. And why would you want Wendy in your house if you feel like her mama got an altar putting witchcraft on you enough for her to
that
pick up one
part.
of your hairs
It
around up in
don't
there
work
But
with
see
like
your
that.
that
Thank you,
children
that's
hands
Nola. Thank
and
you.
bring it
see, but
on
It's
down there?
that's the thing
That
that
doesn't
could
even make no sense. But my
right.
thing that is that was culturally and morally irresponsible, and in doing so, I don't know Wendy's family history. I don't know how much they travel back and forth to Nigeria, but you could have potentially put a target on them people. Now, if you don't know that's what you could have done,
Exactly.
then baby, you need to study your history and your culture. It was culturally irresponsible. I think NECA is thirsty for doing what she did. Her finally, her weave, her makeup and her neck match, and her weaves got better as the season went on. You
Oh
trying to
shit.
have a baby? Focus on it. It was so much more she could have focused on outside of
so
Wendy
could
and
have.
that storyline. But I think to demonize your culture the way in which she did is utterly irresponsible and it's morally reprehensible to me. I don't care what nobody say about the city of New Orleans. There's people who think I do voodoo and I'm a damn Baptist and 90% of my family is Catholic. Just because you're from somewhere don't mean that you do it. But what you're not gonna catch me do is talking down on my city or down on my culture. I wish somebody would tell me the real Mardi Gras in Brazil and all of these other places that do it a whole lot more tropical and probably a whole lot better. But to me, where I come from at, where mine at, I'm a representative. And if you ask me, I'm 504 to the we show. And whoever don't like it, don't like it. But what you not about to do is play with New Orleans. What I'm not about to do is disparage my culture. Can I say that there are things wrong with this? Absolutely. There's things wrong with everywhere. But you don't disparage where you come from and your lineage and say that, but you proud of it at the same time. So NECA can go. I love y'all. I ain't coming back no more.
You
Yeah,
don't want to stay
yeah.
up here. You might as well stay your ass up here
And it
with us,
made it,
Nola.
No,
You
baby, I
know.
it
got to
made
get
it
back to
worse
work.
too.
I love
It
her.
I
it
mean,
made
I'm
it.
on my way to work, so hell.
I'm gone. Y'all not work from home. It made it worse too, y'all. Just like I said, just from my stance and the whole conversation around it, because NECA never said the word voodoo, but the other ladies did. Giselle and Robin said that. And watching people discuss it on Twitter and on YouTube without having the understanding and villainize it in the way that they did, and just it was honestly very offensive. And people don't like when we use the isms, but it was xenophobic. I'm gonna just call it what it is. um They were very irresponsible for introducing it and then spending so much time on it. Like, we gonna have to revisit this one more time during this reunion. We know that storyline is coming up. I'm not looking forward to it because, again, a bunch of people who don't have no understanding. Y'all ain't never read no history on this. You ain't never watched no documentary. You ain't even sat down and listened to people who are actually within that culture or that faith talk about this, speak on it as if they know about it. It just was so wrong. And NECA knowingly did it. She know the minute Ashley brought up Osu, hold on. Because we're not gonna play these games. You don't need to bring that up. You're not from where we from. I'm not, I don't play those games. Instead, she was like, well, I don't know if she is. Right? Like, come on. And then it makes it worse when you understand, again, the cultural implications. I'm not Nigerian, but when people are telling me that just the idea of it, it's a witch hunt, just the idea of it will get you shunned, it was diabolical considering that Wendy has children and they're within the Nigerian community in the DMV area. And now maybe people don't want to interact with them or be around them because you don't call this lady mama a witch.
Hold on, you
also that you can get on this show.
Hold on a second, T.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for doing this. This is so dope. And is everybody getting their likes up? Did you get all your likes? Because it says it's over people.
Yeah, I could use some more likes because it's over 300 and it's 200 likes. I would love some more.
Hold on,
likes.
let me say something on that. Y'all get these goddamn likes up for my brother before I set it off up here. Y'all know this is Catherine, and y'all know I don't play when it comes to him or Scotty. Get these goddamn likes up before I set it off, and I have y'all sliding down the shower wall crying and windmilling the goddamn air, as T would say. Go ahead, T.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Lord Rance, you done brought your ass back in. What is
no, I have to say something only because I am Nigerian, and I feel like how come this? I'm not mad at production for how they portrayed it as much as I'm mad at NECA and Wendy for allowing it to play out, because at the end of the day, they only can show, produce, edit, receive, review, chop up what you get them, right? So for NECA, and this goes where like how enthralled the Nigerian customs and traditions she is, how much of a practicing faith that she has when it comes to the Orishas. It can be viewed so many different ways, right? So I know a lot of Nigerians, my generation, who are like American born, I'm first generation American, who don't have such the strong religious ties. And it's just a conversation, right? We can have it. Calling somebody Osu is kind of like, I don't know how to explain the brevity of it, where I can say it's offensive. It's not that deep. It's almost like we get into, I call you a motherfucking bitch, a fucking mouth or some shit like that. It's rude. You don't say it. But the gravity that they presented it with is so strong. And my thing is that I can blame Bravo and y'all doing this and y'all only taking pieces because y'all white and y'all all that, but y'all know this. Wendy knows this. NECA knows the same way NECA knew not to bring it up. Wendy could have just, I'm not doing this conversation with you. This is not a conversation we're gonna have. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it for me, it can't, I watch people play with it and I watch people expand upon it, and it's like, I can blame Bravo all day, but these two right here, on camera, that's having a conversation on camera, who's dragging it out on camera, this is the one I'm going to have an issue with. I more so blame NECA because NECA brought it to the forefront, but if it was a thing, Wendy, and that you're offended by Wendy, then Wendy, you shouldn't have talked about it. It should never, I will not engage with you because,
well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be more sacred with something that is sacred to me.
That's an interesting point, so I'm not glad you brought that up. Would y'all agree to that both of them played the hand in that when they shouldn't have?
They both did.
Yeah, it should have got shut down. I 100% agree with that. It should have got shut down. You could have came to me and said nothing about my mama doing voodoo on you, baby. Don't play with me about my mama. Don't play with me about that. It would have been over as soon as you said it.
Like, look, as soon as you say, as soon as I heard your mama did a bit, my mama what? Oh, you getting snatched up. The life getting snatched up out of you.
Okay. And I've been like Candace calling for Eric. Eric, where's Eric? Where's Eric?
No, I wouldn't have called no Eric. I would have, like Denzel Washington said, forgiveness is between them and God. You keep talking about my mama, it's gonna be my job to arrange the meeting. Do not play with me. Period.
I put more of the blame on NECA because I feel like from Wendy's
Yes.
standpoint, she was more so defending. It's like you're not about to go on national television and say that
Right.
my mother is a witch, and then like
I
I'm
agree.
gonna say you're lying. So I don't give it to them equally. I give it more so on NECA.
I agree.
Yeah, I put him on Nickel.
I mean,
Guys,
look,
I
like,
had one more point about Mia. I'm sorry.
go
I
ahead.
just remember
No,
I
go
didn't say
ahead.
this. So
Her name is
I don't know
Jigsaw.
if you guys had paid close enough attention, but y'all know that man be wearing glasses inside even at night, and in my spirit I knew not to trust him for that reason.
I'm weak.
Who?
I
Trust who?
genuinely am anticipating watching Mia get played like a fiddle. I don't think she realizes it though. That man playing her.
Okay, let
And
me be honest
to
though. Let
to
me be
me,
honest though.
listening to her and Gordon have it out, and I'm listening to the details and watching how this man. Remember, Gordon did that TMZ, that whole thing with TMZ, and then next thing you know, oh boy, got an interview with Carlos King. What did you interview with Carlos King for? You're not a reality star. What's going on? Or the fact that Mia was like, oh no, he's a radio personality. He'll be so mad if I f up his brand. And it's like, okay. And then when they went on break, and she was like, I don't know if y'all paid attention to this part, but she was like, he kept FaceTiming me. I thought something was wrong.
There
And
you
then
go.
and when she called him back, he was like, oh no, I was just calling to check on you. I said, this man don't watch this show, and this man know if he calls or FaceTimes during the show, it's a possibility that Andy will get on camera and say hey to him and ask him 2-3 questions, and he'll end up in an episode. This man is trying to get up on the show. This
I
man
think he
Exactly.
needed that
resurfaced.
Cause
too.
he
This
went
man
to,
I think
cause
he
he,
resurfaced in
needed the
her life.
opportunity. Yeah, I think he needed
Yes,
an
he
opportunity.
resurfaced in her life when she joined the show. And see, this is what I think happened. I don't think he knows that Mia and Gordon had an arrangement. Y'all know he had prostate cancer, the parts ain't working. He said, go be free with somebody, just keep it behind closed doors and don't bring the churn into it. But I feel like y'all, what he pulled was the equivalent of a messy side chick coming and knocking on the door's wife,
I
pregnant,
agree.
belly full of baby.
I
Because
agree.
what other reason would you
Absolutely.
have? If you and this man been doing whatever y'all been doing since y'all were in high school, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Jeremiah is elementary age, right? If that boy got to be like 8, 9, 10 years old. You've been knowing that it's a possibility that you and his father. What is the purpose out of nowhere for you to go to the house and pick him up? To say, okay, I'm taking him with me because that's my son, knowing that's not how custody works. You would have taken him to court and so on and so forth. I think he wanted to push Gordon into a reaction. He wanted to push Gordon into a reaction so he could become part of their storyline.
I think it's Mia.
Say it again.
I think Mia set that up. I do. I do. Listen, if one thing consistent, that's a messy bitch. That's a messy bitch who will do stuff for camera. She puts on for camera. She works for camera. I give it to her and Ashley. They will work for these seasons. I give it to them. Knowing all of that, it's not a hard step for me to think that Mia was like, all right, boo, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go here. We're going to fuck around. We're going to play on the show. That. Boom. And we got a storyline. I can see Mia doing it.
well,
And then
like,
why not just do the storyline if that's what you guys want to do? But why add the part of the boy might be his? Like
Because
you're
it's
playing with
drama.
your kid, like but that's your kid. Like you're
Yeah.
overstepping that. Like why they didn't need to add that because that's already a
Are
storyline
you
enough.
saying that Mia is somebody with reasonable and sound morals? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yes, I'm agreeing. Yes, because
But
it's
she's
like
never presented as
She's
such.
not.
She's thrown her mother under the bus for storyline. That lady won't even come
Thank
back
you.
on camera no more. I
Candace
mean,
said that.
even went as far as to say that Jacqueline set up her essay. Even though, based on how she explained the story, it wasn't that lady's fault. She has thrown her
Exactly.
mother, her father, her husband,
everybody.
and her best friends.
She
Y'all
has
gotta remember,
no morals. Nothing.
Jacqueline's mother took her in.
Right.
Told
Took her
y'all
in
you
and
ain't got no
raised her like
clue.
she was family. She
That's
don't
what
care. So why
she
wouldn't
don't
she
have
throw her
no.
child
Remember,
to the
she
When I
a, she
wolves?
a
tell
stripper.
y'all, when I
She a
tell
But
hustler. At
that's
the end of the day, she
crazy.
gonna
Your
make it work.
child is something different. That's your child.
It's,
And like he
it's a
said,
check.
they're gonna be making fun of that little boy. That shit
Y'all
And
hold
I
on
do
right
have
quick.
that's
one
what T said
comment.
last
I do
night.
have one comment about Mia and Jacqueline. Something about their relationship is, or at least how they're presenting it, or maybe just in general, is it seems fake. Like that, at least this year, or even coming from last year, at Sharice's crab boil, Jacqueline was on 100 or like sitting on ready for Mia to get to the crab boil. As soon as she got there and when they had their sit down, all of her energy just left and when they had that conversation, and Mia was like, "Oh, there's just something about our friendship from the past or whatever that makes me uneasy." And Jacqueline was like, "Oh yeah, I know what you are talking about." And they made up like within 2 minutes. I was like, "What? What is this?" I think that Mia and Jacqueline are liars. I mean,
I
at the
believe these
reunion,
cookies.
Jacqueline exposed her, and it's just like, I don't know. Mia and everyone associated with her just seems like they're all lying. Like this girl's supposed to be your best
They all
friend.
are in on it. Yeah.
Mia was on Say Yes to the Dress, and Jacqueline was not her in her wedding. She wasn't a bridesmaid. Like something is off.
Well,
Bobby
cause,
Shire was
cause
on Say Yes to the Dress. How I missed that episode?
Me
It was
too.
just super. It
well,
was super
Ashley
well,
was
off.
on there
well,
too.
well, it goes back to, I think even Mia's first season is when, because didn't Karen supposedly bring her around, and didn't Ray didn't even know who G was. Ray said he didn't even know who he was in the beat when they went to Karen's house to play that little
Oh
game
yeah,
and
I
stuff.
remember that.
Yeah, G said he didn't. He said he didn't even know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Well, Ray don't even know his own goddamn shadow at this point
well,
because he
she
know
didn't
his
even
ass
know
got
her
the
own
picture.
age. She lied about
I
her
was
own
like, that's
age.
more production just introducing. They just had to find a way to tie her into the story. I didn't really think that much of it.
And
They
to
all
be
in the
honest,
phone.
I don't know if I fully believe Mia's story about her and Jacqueline being that close because if y'all remember, she told Tacky the same thing in the season and it turned out to be a damn lie.
I
So
believe they was low key lesbian lovers. I
Now,
do. I believe
let
they done bumped pocketbooks 1 or 2 times, and Jacqueline got a little, upset when she started moving on with her man.
no, but like, okay. So, what do y'all think? So Mia and Karen are the only ones that are solidified for next season because those are the only two that have a main storyline.
I feel like they won't keep Ashley.
Yeah, them two is definitely coming back, especially since she parading ink all on Watch What Happens Live. Karen over here drunk driving and everything, got Stella Roses in the goddamn car and refusing
I was
goddamn
pissed off
DUI
because
tests.
I was
All
so
that
mad at
shit.
her because she used her mom as an excuse, and I didn't like that. People was
I
on
didn't
her
like that
ass for
either.
that.
I don't like that
People,
either.
people
I don't know.
because
Oh,
wait,
sorry.
because where did Karen's second DUI? Where was it? Was that when she was younger, or what was that? Her second
First of
DUI.
all, her ass shouldn't be driving unless she got her AARP card on deck with her. That's number motherfucking one. Okay? Number two, again, how you gonna use your mama who died 55 years ago
No, watch
as
Giselle's
an
gonna
excuse
be
as to why you getting emotional? I mean, I understand. My grandfather died 3 years ago. And, I still get emotional off of that, but at the same time, you don't catch me going to a restaurant drinking and talking about and getting the shit emotional. If that's the case, I'm going to call me an Uber. And, Karen, you got the money to get an Uber Black. Bitch, that don't make no goddamn sense. Don't play with me.
that part.
Something happened that night, guys. Something happened that night, and I don't know if Karen's ever gonna be honest about what happened, because we know, like I said, for the people who've been watching since the beginning, Karen told us seasons ago, after Ashley accused Monique of driving under the influence, Karen told us, "Oh yeah, I've had a DUI or whatever," right? We know that Karen has had a driver. It's easy to understand that Karen has some issues with alcohol because we've heard the lady say that Karen acts differently off camera when she's had some liquor in her. She's made it a point not to drink around
And
us.
I don't get why she doesn't just it's okay that you made a mistake or you're wrong. It's okay. People will love you and hate you either way. She's good. I honestly feel like if Karen doesn't come back next season and actually just be real honest, she's gonna lose a lot of supporters. And
see, this is the thing though. This is different now. We not just talking about public perception. We talking about a legal issue. Karen got a citation.
Yep.
This is serious now. However, Karen's biggest mistake, you know what? I don't like the fact that she put her mother in that statement. I'm not a fan of it. I recently lost my mother. I'm saying that I can understand that you may have, Karen might be somebody who, when she gets emotional, she turns to alcohol, she drinks.
Yes.
I'm saying you shouldn't have made that statement, period. She definitely should have put her mama into it trying to get sympathy.
Well,
that was irresponsible. She shouldn't have said nothing.
That she had 2 wine bottles in the car. That's what they said.
You didn't hear me say the 2 Stella Rosa bottles in the car? She had 2 Stella Rosa bottles in the car.
So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this, right? Do y'all think Karen will be open and honest about this situation for season 9. She
No,
better.
Where
If
really
If
she's
she
be
going
at?
to
actually
do
Where
does,
what
really be
I
at?
Robin
don't
got going
know.
on,
I
she
honestly
better
feel
be
like
honest about it.
I honestly feel
If
like if she doesn't, I feel like she's gonna get the Giselle treatment where her job's gonna be on the line because I feel like they're not gonna bring her back if she
where
comes back
Bully
and
B
she
at?
doesn't
Because
get
if
punished.
Bully B is in here, I'm gonna answer this
Question.
question.
I have
Wait,
a
let me
question.
answer that real quick.
What
Look,
does open and honest look like to y'all? I
Well,
think let's
just
be
being
I
honest
mean,
specific.
for
without
me,
having,
I feel
like,
like
Karen don't like showing the chinks in her armor at all. Like she will put on that facade, that that grand dog facade, and she doesn't really like being that vulnerable with people. And we've seen that throughout the season where she'll clam up when
But
things
I
happen to really
agree.
be real.
I also have to say that if the real reason was because of her mom, people aren't gonna believe it either way. I mean, it's
I
like
ain't gonna believe shit. I ain't believing nothing. But let me
I
just
mean
answer that question. Oh,
for me, if I was the mole, all right,
and that's exactly where I
I
was going.
I would look at what Robin Dick him down, way down to the damn ground. Dixon got going on, her and Devil Dick and Cain and Abel and all that shit. I
Here he
would
goes.
look at what she got going on, and if I was Karen, I would be like, you know what? I know the minute that Tacky gets pissed, she gonna throw that in my face. I know when Deja and they bring her old tight ass up here and get pissed at
yeah,
me, she gonna throw it in my face. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off and lead it like, look, I know y'all saw what happened last year with the whole DUI and the citations and blah 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 blah. Girl, this is what happened. That's what I would do if I was Karen. So even when I make one of them hoes mad and then they want to throw it in my face, baby, what are you throwing in my face? And why would that hurt me? Because I came
I
up here and I stole my own damn tea. I ain't
right.
add nothing to it. I ain't take nothing from it. I said it the way that it happened. So what else do you got?
Because where
I
she's gonna lose people if she uses the same excuse that she used for the. If she really comes back and she says that it was because of my mom. No, don't do that because then people are gonna. That just gives Giselle ammunition to do what she's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
To
I think
Well,
she's
she's
gonna
gonna have
have
to.
to. She's
She's
gonna
gonna.
have to say that we speak.
She's gonna have to admit to her drinking problem because
yeah,
they've been
I
Yes,
saying
don't.
that she's a drunk since like the show
Joe
started.
did.
She
mhm.
sure
doesn't
They
have
has.
to
so
say
And
have.
like
I'm a
she
Karen
doesn't
fan,
have to
and I
say like
like
she
Karen, but
is
if
an
I didn't like
alcoholic, but I think she has to admit that like she's had a history with an alcohol issue. I think
Mhm.
that's what transparency looks like. Because
Yeah.
Yep.
for you to be
The
getting a
season,
DUI at 60, you have an
Yeah,
issue.
you got an
yeah,
issue.
you got
Yeah.
it.
the
Because
It's
season
something that,
should open with Karen in therapy. You need to go to. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna hold y'all. I do believe Karen is still struggling. She lost both of her parents back to back, and not only
that,
that,
I
and
mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, I can relate.
Go.
Her mother didn't just die suddenly. She watched her mother decline in health. That's very
Yeah,
traumatizing.
it is.
It is.
I do believe Karen is struggling with grief, and she's not the only person that turns to a vice
I,
when they're struggling with grief. I think the issue is that Karen don't want to be open and admit to not
right.
only to herself but to people around her that she's struggling. The season should open with Karen in therapy. Now she's not going to be able to really speak about this
Mm-hmm.
incident because remember it's legal now. We ain't
Yeah.
trying to admit stuff on camera that's going to get us locked up. But she does need to talk about her struggles with alcohol in a way that does not implicate her further with the crime she committed.
yeah,
Thank you, Kia
because it
Exactly.
Bell,
can.
for your super chat, baby. We do. I told y'all. I don't know who follow me. It's a bunch of lawyers and doctors and shit. But Kia is a lawyer, and she said it does depend on if the case is settled. It should
Mm-hmm.
be dumb to admit to so much on TV, so she can give some info, but not a lot. I agree.
Yep.
Kia, I'm gonna need you to follow me on Instagram, girl, because I got some lying questions for your ass, because I got a lot that I got going on, because this bitch done crashed my car. She ain't trying to pay me my money. So, yeah.
Yeah. Karen ain't gonna be able to just sit on camera and be like, "This is what happened that night." She's not gonna be able to do that.
I
And
mean,
I
by the
don't get me
time the
wrong. I
season
know we want to
starts,
see transparency from her, but if she comes on camera, guys, and she don't lay it out. First, I went to dinner. This is who I was with. Then I was doing this. If she don't come and lay it out like that, don't hold it against her because nobody wants to see her implicate herself and end up in
Right.
That's true.
jail.
but
Yeah,
don't you guys think by the time the season starts all over, her case will be over and done with?
It
We
could be.
can't predict that
we
though.
don't
And
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's
No, we
dependent.
can't.
per Potomac's schedule, Potomac usually starts filming within the next month and a half after the reunion
How
is
many
filmed.
parts of this reunion we got?
So it's really it may be really
I think it's
soon
just
when they
two.
start filming.
Oh damn, I didn't even know it was that soon.
They They typically Potomac's reunion would air in the spring, so like March, April, and they'll typically start filming around May.
So
That's not going to be enough time for that case to be resolved.
and so Mia and Karen are the only ones. So what does Giselle need? If she comes back, what does she need to do?
Oh,
She
let me
needs
let,
to
let me
stop.
answer Kia real quick. Kia, my Instagram is lovingme424.
She
She
needs
does
to
promote.
stop. She needs to stop. You know what I noticed about her too? She wants the most grace from Karen, but she's always quick to throw Karen under the bus.
Man, she's done that multiple
She
times.
takes every chance, and I don't
So
understand how Karen don't see that every time.
I honestly feel like Karen doesn't really fuck with Giselle. I know people say they're friends. I don't think so. I honestly feel like Karen and Giselle been back and forth for so many years. So at one point were getting sick and tired of it. So they wanted them to coexist and be friends and stuff. But Karen, I honestly feel like Giselle does not fuck with Karen like that.
Every time she gets, she's throwing that any little thing. She's throwing that woman.
She don't.
Yeah.
But you got to remember when the show first started, Sharice and Robin
Well,
and
Sharice didn't even like
Giselle.
Giselle. Sharice
No,
had issues.
no, I know that. No, I know that. Hold on, let me just finish my point. I'm sorry, but you got to remember when the show first started, they all looked their nose down on Cameron. They felt like Karen was putting on airs. They ain't like her calling herself the Grand Dame. They felt like her husband ain't had no money like that for real, for real. And so seeing Karen elevate herself like that, I think annoys the three of them because they feel like Karen is beneath them. They've always felt like that.
Especially Sharice.
And can I say a good point about Sharice? And back to season 7, people want to say that Karen was jealous of Sharice because she felt like Karen wanted to be the one that brought the group together, the connections. I honestly feel like Sharice has been jealous of Karen because for someone that you didn't even want to be at your table, she sort of became the star of the show that you created, and now you're fired. You're not even on the show. And I feel like that bothers Giselle and Sharice so much that for someone that they didn't want to be at the table is the good person of the show, I guess.
And let's face it, Therese desperately wants to be friends with Karen. I don't care what she's dying.
Child. Well, listen, I'm about to go on ahead and close this out, y'all. We've been up here for 2 hours and 20 minutes at this point. Didn't I tell y'all? Y'all was only gonna be up here for a
3
few
to
minutes
4
and say what
minutes.
y'all got to say for y'all Ted, and then y'all sat up here and had me up here for 2 damn hours. It was fun though.
It's fun though.
Terrence, I have a question before we go.
Go ahead.
Have you ever listened to Candace's song "Fine Wine"?
Is it new?
No, it came out about last year.
If it was on Deep Space, I probably did, but it wasn't one of my favorites.
It was on when is it they put the album out again with extra songs?
Oh, it was Deep Space Deluxe.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
I'm gonna
wait,
listen to it
one
since
more
you
thing.
brought it up. Is it good?
Do y'all think?
Y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all. That song is about.
Do y'all think Candace is pregnant?
I think she's trying to get pregnant.
Low-key,
I think she is.
I honestly feel like it. I feel
do
like
too.
it.
Y'all, for real?
Because the
It's
way
interesting. Bondi said
her
the same
energy.
thing.
Well, Niecy, shout out to Niecy. Niecy said that, since she done had the baby and stuff, shout out to baby Niecy. She in that whole baby new mom algorithm and stuff. And she said that she's seen that post that she gets in her IG, Candace has already liked it.
Well, I hope she is. I hope she is. I hope she is. Because she's getting up there. She's been wanting kids. So I hope she is.
I do too.
I think Candace is just scared. And I can relate. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. For people who are really conscious about having children, you don't want to bring no children into no messed up situation.
That's true.
But we see her actively trying to heal those parts of herself before bringing children into this world.
Because baby,
Lord,
Candace was a headache her first season, but she has grown so much. I couldn't stand her.
Lord, if she's pregnant, do you know how much she's gonna cry? Lord, thank God.
I'm mad she didn't make that into a bit or like a little trend. Her little triangle napkins. I'm so mad she didn't market for that. She should have did that.
Well, T, thank you very much. This was
thank
fun,
you,
honey.
No problem. This was fun.
It was a pleasure talking to you finally, because I'm always harassing you in your inbox and on here. You are my bestie in my mind, and you guys all have a good afternoon and a good day. This was fun.
Yeah, same to you guys. Have a good one.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Ciao. This was a lot of fun, you guys. It honestly was. It was a lot of fun. I totally appreciate everybody that done came up here, honey, and rocked with me. Because again, y'all know I don't do this often. This ain't really my judge like that. I tell y'all all the time I work alone. But I thoroughly enjoyed this, y'all. This was a lot of fun. I see y'all in the comments. Wait a minute. First and foremost, you you welcome, Ransom. Where you at? You welcome, Ransom Rambles. Thank you for coming up here popping your shit, child. Lord have mercy. But this was a whole lot of fun. I see y'all in the chat saying that I should do this next Monday. I don't know. Do y'all want to continue this? Do y'all want to continue this when we do like the reunions, or if it's like a controversial episode, or maybe just because of what it is that I'm reviewing? Would y'all want to see this more often? It ain't got to be nothing special, but All right. I see a lot of yeses. All right. This is what I'll do. I'll make this a thing for the next two reunions. I'll come up here on I will probably do this. Yeah, about the next two reunions. I'll pick a day why I come up here and I'll bring y'all up here and we can do this, because this was a lot of fun. I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate all of you coming up here, not being scared to say what y'all got to say. And I appreciate the dialogue. Y'all came up here, y'all had different opinions about things. You agreed on some stuff, you disagreed on some stuff, but I appreciate y'all being adults and not allowing one person's opinion or how another person feels cause a bunch of issues, arguing, yelling, and drama, because it doesn't have to be all of that. We can have different opinions about different people, whether you like them or not, and we could be adults and we could laugh, we could cackle, we could gag, we could kiki. So thank y'all for making this easier for me to say, all right, we can do this because y'all know how to act. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the cash apps that I received. It was appreciated. Thank y'all so much for the super chats that I received. It was appreciated. Thank y'all for the likes, 260 likes. Greatly appreciated. And yeah, y'all, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again. And it'll probably be next Monday. Maybe on a Tuesday. Because y'all know, since Scotty back, I know he gonna make his stuff live that night. So this, I don't know. I might make the whole, I don't know. Since I'm talking about it, I might just do my review live, and then the next half, I'll probably spend the hour bringing you guys up. That's what I do. Next Monday, half of it will be the actual review, and the other half will be an open discussion, and I'll allow y'all to come up here and say what y'all got to say. That's the way I'll do it. So we're going to have it that way. So it's settled. Next Monday and the Monday after next, 11:15, is going to be the review for the first half, and then the open panel discussion for the second half. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And yeah, with that having been said, you guys, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. And I'll holler at y'all tonight. Actually, tonight. We're going to be on Scotty by Nature TV channel for the Whether You Like It or Not panel. It's going to rotate back to Scotty. All right. So make sure that y'all are there for that tonight at 8:15. We're going to have the guest judges, Schoolboy, Busy, and I believe it's either going to be Cousin Reggie or it might be El Teddy. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. But just make sure that y'all are here for that tonight. Y'all don't want to miss out where we're going to gag some more. And with that having been said, you guys, I am gone. Bye.
And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do. I